Great. You tell me.
be staying at the Novotel, you may want to check whether you've got your room key, because one has been handed in. So a Novotel room key has been handed in. You can claim it at the meet information desk in the foyer. That's a Novotel room key. Well, we've got a couple of moments before we get into wind up for day 3 finals. Give you an update on the top 5 performances. Remember, the top performance picks up a prize of £1,000 down to £400 for the 5th best performance. Just going in reverse order, the 5th top performance at the moment, Kathleen Dawson in the 50 backstroke. 876 points, just 1 point ahead of her in the 100 breast yesterday. Jessica Val, 877 points. 3rd performance at the moment, Lucy Hope, also from the 50 backstroke on Thursday night, 885 points. Then it's James Wilby, his 200 breaststroke swim last night, great swim that was, 890 points. But still the top swims from day 1, the very first event, 15:01.87, 900 points. Daniel Jervis in the 1500 free. So it survived 2 days of competition as the top performance. Will it survive another 2? Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for day 3. We'll be starting very soon with proceedings. What can we expect today, Paul? It's going to be another good one, I think.
Yeah, it should be. We start off with the men's 200 metres individual medley. Dan Wallace, who won the Commonwealth Games title in Glasgow in 2014. Real world star in the 400 freestyle for women, Maria Belmonte from Spain, Olympic gold medalist nonetheless, and from one Olympic gold medalist to another. The one that I suspect we're all waiting to see, Adam Peaty in the 100 breaststroke. That should be a cracker.
59.32 this morning, and he made it look easy. That would be a time that a couple of years ago would have been making world headlines.
Absolutely. Adam Peaty, one to watch tonight, one we're all looking forward to. We've got the batch backstroke for the women. And in the ladies, Lizzie Simmons trying to make it a double.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Edinburgh International Swim Meet incorporating the British Swimming Championships 2018. My name's John Mason, and I've been here the entire weekend, and I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an incredible one. Lots of incredible action happening in this pool, and I'm sure more to come this evening. This is, of course, day 3 of finals. Now, we do have 2 competitions happening throughout this weekend. There is, of course, the Edinburgh International Swim Meet. If you've just joined us, you're not sure what's happening. National swimmers have come into this pool to swim against our athletes here in Great Britain and swim for prize money. Incorporated into all of that is, of course, the British Swimming Championships. So, of course, on that podium tonight, you will be seeing a bunch of new swimmers crowned British champion. Now, speaking of British champions, we had a new one the other day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Lewis Barras. Welcome, Lewis.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Nice round of applause for you. Lewis, congratulations, first of all. Your first British title in the 100-metre freestyle the other night. How did that feel, being in the pool with some of those big boys and taking that win?
I'd say it was definitely quite a great learning experience. It was quite a big shock to come away with the title. I mean, I do know that most of these guys are in heavy training for the Commonwealths, but to get the opportunity to step up and race them and give them race practice as well as gain experience of my own was something that I'm definitely never going to forget.
Absolutely, and I mean, it gives you a little bit of confidence, surely, you know, being in that pool as a junior, swimming against those seniors. You train in Dubai and have come out here to snowy Edinburgh for the competition. Talk us through a little bit about that. What's your programming like out there, and how are you finding it?
So I'm based in Dubai with, there's quite a big group, there's around 20 swimmers. We do train primarily outdoors. It's nice to have the sun. It does make for a bit of a change when I come over here, to be honest, but I'd say I do prefer the sun over the snow.
Of course. Yeah. Now, you absolutely smashed the European Junior Championships consideration time the other night. Is that sort of your main goal for this year? Is that what you're working towards?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, if I get the chance to be selected to compete at the European Juniors in Helsinki this year, that's going to be the next main cycle program. Goal for this cycle, yeah, to try and step up and kind of redeem myself from last year and definitely try and make my country proud.
Absolutely. In 2018, it is a new year, it's a new cycle. Yeah. You know, you are a junior and moving up into those senior ranks, and sometimes that transition can be a little bit difficult. Yeah. How important is it to get in a pool like this on a big stage and swim against these big boys and sort of get that profile?
I think it's really a fundamental part of being a junior swimmer. I mean, last year I made both the 150 finals, and I got to swim where Duncan Scott went 47 for the first time and Brent Proud went 21-3. And that gave me confidence, knowing that if I'm swimming with these guys in a couple years, I could try and like emulate times close to those.
It's certainly something to strive for. Yeah. Now, I know you do have the 50 metres freestyle tonight. You've got the 100 tomorrow, 100 fly. So good luck with both of those races. And from one British champion to another, Rebecca Adlington, my partner in crime for the weekend. Thank you very much, Lewis.
Hello.
Becky, what a weekend it's been so far.
I know, it's been absolutely fantastic. It was an amazing night of finals last night. I was so pleased for Lizzie Simmons getting that 200 metres backstroke. British champion yet again. I think that was her 12th British title, which is just absolutely incredible from Lizzie.
I mean, it was an awesome race, and she's back in the pool again tonight, so we're going to see her there. When it comes to Lizzie, though, she's one of those swimmers that has lots of experience. I mean, she was on the team with you. How important is it going into these international events to have someone like that to sort of guide the youngsters?
Yeah, Lizzie's a great one on the team. Like, she's so lovely. She's a but just so much fun. She's full of personality, and she's so passionate about the sport as well. And she's so experienced, so knowledgeable. So it's good to have one of those veterans, even though I don't like calling her that, but she is. So it's great for someone like Lizzie to be on the team and pass any advice on. And hopefully the youngsters are really using kind of Lizzie's preparation that she's done, looking at what she's doing and learning from her. And especially when it comes to Lizzie's technique, her skills are second to none. We are going to see her tonight in the 100 meters backstroke, and definitely pay attention to her starts and her underwater phases. Technically, Lizzie is just amazing to watch.
And you as an ex-swimmer, that must sort of give you a vibe. I know you told me earlier she swam underwater for like 100 meters or something.
She did
ridiculous.
pass out after that, though.
Oh,
That was during training.
Still quite an achievement.
Yeah, don't do that.
Now, I think it's not just her tonight. Obviously, we do have lots of other amazing swimmers in. Who are you keeping your eye on tonight in this pool?
Yeah, well, backing up their 800 metres from last night is the girls going in the 400 metres. So Maria Belmonte will be back in the pool, so definitely watch out for her. But Holly Hibbert, obviously getting that British title last night, is back in the 400 metres, so I'm sure she'll have a fantastic race. But we can't ignore the main man that is Adam Peaty. I think everyone's looking forward to seeing Adam, because Adam always races quick, and I have no doubt that he'll be wanting to push that 59 point that he went this morning, which is seriously impressive, as no one else in the world is even touching or getting close to Adam. So he'll be wanting to progress that and go even faster tonight.
Well, we'll see what he can do. It was an amazing race this morning. We'll have a look tonight. Well, look, thank you very much, Becky. I know you've got to get back up into that commentator's box. From you to the man who helped make you your coach for years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bill Furness. How you doing, Bill?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Now, Bill, head coach of British Swimming, we're kind of halfway through this Olympic cycle. You know, great Rio. How are we where we're at now? What's the progress report?
Yeah, I think we had a good World Championships sort of last year, and we're building again this year. This year is really important for us in terms of just trying to find new talent. So I'm quite pleased with some of the junior performances here. It's a great competition, I think, when you've got the people preparing for Commonwealth Games who are obviously swimming through. It's a great prep meet for them, and it just brings the juniors a little bit closer to them. And it's good for us to cast the net this year and just see exactly who's coming through and can they make it in time for Tokyo.
Well, it's certainly been exciting to watch, and seeing that progression as well has been wonderful. Now, your main focus, obviously, this year, the Europeans coming up. We've got the European Junior Championships and the Europeans in Glasgow, here in Scotland. Sure. The selection process is kind of happening now and over the next few weeks. What's sort of involved in that?
Yeah, the good thing is everyone's still got a chance. Obviously, we'll be looking very closely at Commonwealth Games. But we have a qualification window which finishes at the same time as Commonwealth Games. So I know some of the swimmers who have just missed out on the Commonwealth Games team still have a good shot at making the European Championships team, and some of them are going to meets in Europe and trying to post a time at the same time. So we'll sit down out in the Gold Coast, and probably a bit warmer than this.
A bit of sunshine.
And we'll obviously look at that team. We've got the potential to take up to 46 athletes. We've normally gone with smaller teams, but this year we're trying to expand that and have a look at the talent base. So everything for those guys to swim for.
And it's certainly anyone's game still.
Sure is. Everything's open, and all you have to do is swim fast.
Swim fast. Good advice. Look, thanks so much for joining us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys sit back and relax, because we're just moments away from getting this action underway. But if you want to join this conversation online, the hashtag for the entire event is hashtag EISM18. So get those tweets in, those Instagram posts, whatever you want, hashtag EISM. But we love to hear from you. Right, get comfy. You're in for a good night of action.
And welcome to those watching on BBC Sport Online, BBC Connected TV, on YouTube and on Facebook tonight. It is day 3 and evening 3 of the British Swimming Championships 2018, which is incorporating into the Edinburgh International Swim Meet. And we have some big names and potentially some very big swims to come tonight. Those are the finals that you will see, including junior and B finals in most cases. The 200 IM for men, 400 freestyle for women, 100 breast featuring Adam Peaty, of course. Women's 100 backstroke final, 200 back for men, 200 breast for women, 50 freestyle. So the fastest man in Britain is in that. The women's 50 meters butterfly. Then we will have the men's 800 meters freestyle and a mixed mixed 4x100 meters freestyle relay. We had the medley relay last night. It'll be the freestyle relay tonight. Rebecca Adlington has come from pool deck to join me in the box. I know you're super excited about Adam Peaty and also Lizzie Simmons. Outside of that, what else tickles your fancy?
To be honest, we've got some really, really strong events tonight. Obviously, the 200 metres medley, Dan Wallace getting back in action. Max Litchfield, unfortunately, has had to obviously not here because he's pulled out of the Commonwealth Games due to a shoulder injury, but his brother Joe goes in that medley as well, so it'd be good to see how them guys are shaping up. James Guy, if you were watching the heats this morning, has pulled out, so if you're thinking, hold on, why is it James Guy in there? But he's taken the rest of the weekend off and he's gone to watch his girlfriend run the half marathon, so no James Guy tonight, but at the same time, I think we've still got an amazing lineup of action.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it very much indeed. The 200 metres individual medley, as I say, Max is the British record holder at 1:56.64. But not here to defend his title, and probably even more sad from his point of view, not going to the Gold Coast. I know he was looking forward to very much doing the Commonwealth Games in 4 weeks' time, but obviously he wants to be fit for Europeans and wants to be fit for the Worlds next year, and getting that shoulder right is the priority.
Yeah, definitely. I think shoulder injuries, they can plague your whole career. I mean, I had it, so it's one of those for Max that he has had such a in-depth injury. He's had 6 months worth of rehab that he's been doing and getting stuck into. So to go to the Gold Coast and then it possibly put him back 10 steps, it's just not worth it in this kind of cycle, because Europeans is probably the better competition to be competing at this summer, and then obviously going on to the World Championships and Olympics. So he just doesn't want to set it back even further, but I'm sure Max has got a bright career ahead of him, and we'll be watching his brother Joe go in the medley very, very soon. Yeah,
that's the next event, the first event, if you like, proper of the programme, but of course this is proper for Emily Hames and Yasmin Perry. Just casting our minds back to the swim-off from last night, I will make this point, and I think it will be vindicated later on. Both of them went 28.33 this morning. Had they gone on 28.28, they would be in the junior final as of right. 28.33, 5/100 slower. What is the betting that both of them here will go faster than they did this morning?
Yeah, it's always a shame. At least last night it was just for first reserve, whereas actually one of these girls, but actually whoever doesn't make it through, this is still kind of seen as their final.
Yeah, indeed. But Emily Hames and Yasmin Perry, both 16 years of age, will be looking to get in that final. Closest to us in lane number 4 is Emily Hames of Mount Kelly. And from Aberdeen Performance is Yasmin Perry. So yeah, 28.33 from the pair of them. It's probably going to be very tight again, like it was this morning between the two of them. But definitely upping a stroke rate here and going for broke, well, as in both of them have to if they want to make the final. Is Emily Hames of Mount Kelly closest to us. Now, is there any response to Yasmin Perry? Not enough, I don't think. Oh, I don't know, she's coming right back, but it is going to be Emily Hames who gets there. Goodness me. They both went, well, one went 3/4 of a second quicker and the other went half a second quicker. So both of them would have been probably mid-pack for the junior final tonight had they done that this morning.
Yeah, I think both of them, even though well, obviously Emily won that, I don't think they'll be too disappointed with that swim. I mean, I don't know what their personal best time is, but it certainly can't be far off.
Yeah, it's a really odd one. So we cast our minds back to the morning, see if I can find the details of those two. And Emily Hames, just a quick track through the swimmers from this morning in the women's 50 butterflies. Your eyes?
I can't
find her either. we're going through all the list here, and we can't find Emily Large. I can't find Emily Horn. I can find everybody but her. So Yasmin Perry, yes, Yasmin Perry, 27.67 is her personal best. Just can't find the other one. That's extraordinary, isn't it? And that was the start of this morning. I can't find it anywhere. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But we now know who's going to get through for that last place in the 50-meter butterfly junior final. And we have a junior final, a B final, and of course a senior final as well for the 200 meters individual medley. And I think you probably made a note of the junior time, so you can tell me, because I haven't had a chance to do that.
Yeah, I did. So the qualifying time for the European Juniors this summer that they've got to go is 2 minutes 03.88.
Right.
And this morning, the fastest one going into this is Will Bell, obviously on a 2:08. So they have got a good 5-second drop to make. We have got one junior going in the A final, which is Tom Dean later on, who is on a 2:05. So he could be in with a shout of getting that qualifying time.
Now, I talked to Tim Jones, who's obviously head of the programme in terms of deciding who goes and who doesn't go to the European Juniors. They can take a maximum of 30. Maximum of 30 to the European Juniors, no more. So if he gets lots of qualifiers, that's where it gets complicated. But pretty much everybody who wins and gets the time will go. And then we'll sort it out from there. They have to have at least 24. They can have a maximum of 30. So the lineup for you. And we have a scratch in lane 8. Aside from that, we have Adam Wilson of Newcastle. We have Mount Kelly's Sam Daly. We have Robbie Jones of Tigers of Jersey. Will Bell, City of Leicester. Nathan Hughes of Hatfield. We've seen him do breaststroke. We've seen him do freestyle. We've seen him do the IM now. He's in lane 5. Ben Harrison of Mount Kelly in 6. Santos Villalon of Millfield in 7. And Ben Hooper is not with us from Hillingdon, so there's your 1 to 7.
Well, Sam Daly has definitely gone out for it here. Absolutely stormed the butterfly, but we know that the breaststroke leg sorts them all out and is the key one, so the lead can definitely change. I mean, Will Bell and Nathan Hughes have had a fantastic meet so far, and I know it's only day 3, but they've been in most of the finals, just stepping up their game each night, so I'm pretty sure these guys will be happy with how their week's gone, and hopefully they can back it up in this one.
Yeah, look at Santos Villalon's done pretty well in the outside lane as well. He's second by Robbie Jones at the halfway stage. Third place is Ben Harrison. Waiting for Will Bell to make that move. Maybe he'll come on the breaststroke leg. Centre lane, lane 4, is Will Bell coming through. He isn't coming through much, but Robbie Jones is having a strong breaststroke leg and also having 1-2 up from Will Bell. Ben Harrison of Mount Kelly, and he's up into 2nd place now. Good swim on this third 50 from Ben Harrison in 6. But he could be at the front of the field after this breaststroke leg.
I think Will's come right through there, that he's going to be amongst those top 3 boys, so it's going to be all down to this last leg.
Yeah, Ben Harrison, though, forced his way through from midfield right to the front, 1:37.58. Second is Robbie Jones, and third place to Will Bell. Now, can Will Bell do what he's expected to do on paper and come right through? Yes, he's doing just that. In that centre lane, lane 4, Will Bell kept his powder relatively dry until the back end of the race. But Will Bell looks like he's going to do it. 2:03.88 is what's required. Well, that's come and gone. But that's considerably quicker than he went this morning. 2:06.75. Ben Harrison, who was our leader at 150, finishes in 2nd place. And Robbie Jones in 3rd. So winning time again, 2:06.75. What a change after that leg. Was the first 50. And this is them on the all-important breaststroke leg.
He was still 3rd with 50 to go, though.
Yeah, he was. And, well, maybe it's Maria Belmonte reincarnated on the freestyle.
She's still around.
I know. the male version.
Replica.
Yeah, the replica, yes, exactly. On to the B final. And I think we have everybody in place for this one, so I'll give you the 1 to 8 that we will see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 juniors in this one. Oliver O'Halloran of Derwentide is one of those. James Brown of Ireland in 2. Ramon Klens of Germany in 3. Jari Grönhardt of the Netherlands is a junior, but obviously not a British junior, so won't count in terms of looking ahead to Finland. Ellesmere's Charlie Hutchison, the other junior, and Joel Thompson, by the way, they are in 6 and 8 and carry on with the others. Thomas Payne of City of Manchester Aquatics in lane 5, and Jarvis Parkinson in a B final. Jarvis, come on, from Loughborough University in lane 7.
Yeah, Jarvis obviously isn't rested back for this. He's got the Commonwealth Games in 5 weeks' time. It looks slightly heavy this morning, as probably expected when you're in really, really tough training. But he's got a fantastic coach, obviously Mel Marshall at the Loughborough programme, trains alongside Adam Peaty. Yeah, they've got a really fantastic programme there. But he is fairly new to the programme, so I'm sure Mel's got her work cut over the next few years, how she sees Jarvis's career take shape.
Well, here it is then. The B finals, to remind you, 2:03.88, and automatic qualification for a junior who gets that time. Right, and of course, they don't go over the 30 that Tim Jones mentioned. They hope to have a team of, say, between 24 and 30 for the European Championships this summer in Finland. Nearest our camera is Oliver O'Halloran from Derwentside. Far side of the pool, Joel Thompson of Ellesmere. And if you are a casual viewer to swimming, it is the butterfly, followed by the backstroke, followed by the breaststroke, followed by the freestyle.
Yeah, you're just in a world of pain after the butterfly, though, to be honest.
Somebody who's done an IM and decided, no, that really wasn't quite for her. I'll stick with the 4, 8 and 15 if that's all right with you, says Rebecca Adlington.
I love watching the individual medley race, though. It is such a good one because the lead changes so much. I mean, the German here has definitely gone out for it and definitely hungry for that. But like you see on the breaststroke, if you don't have a strong breaststroke, you do tend to fall short and then obviously saving it to the last leg. But we've always had a good history of British swimmers. I mean, we've had James Goddard, Liam Tancock even did it once upon a time. Who's the British record holder?
Is Max, 156.64, which he set, I think, in Rio, if memory serves. Actually, might have been the British Nationals last year at 156.64, but it's also the Commonwealth record as well. So it's not just a British record, it's a Commonwealth record.
No, Max had a fantastic World Championships last year, especially because he still had a bit of a shoulder injury there. So it's been plaguing him for a while, but hopefully will sort himself right out going into Europeans this summer.
So can anybody close down our German swimmer in lane 3, Ramon Clens? Well, yes, they can, because look at lane 7. Jarvis Parkinson obviously heard what I said and says, right, Bob Ballard, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm made of. Flying through on the breaststroke.
Well, you'd like to think his breaststroke is good, training alongside Adam Peaty every single day. And we know Jarvis has got a really, really good freestyle as well. He can swim the 100 and 200 freestyle and going for those relays. So we know he's strong down this back end, so I can't see anyone catching him.
He is absolutely flying, is Jarvis Parkinson, and he might be annoyed. He's probably kicking himself. He's not in the A final. That's what it comes down to. He really wants to be in the top 8, not in the second group, but he might well set a time which will get him in contention for top 3, if indeed we did it that way, but we're not seemingly doing it that way in Edinburgh. What's he got? 2:02.77 is the finishing time for our winner, Jarvis Parkinson. Yeah, 2:02.77.
Well, that's considerably faster than this morning, 5 seconds so maybe he just needed to kind of blow those cobwebs away this morning, but he's certainly proven us wrong. Hey, Bob.
Well, if you look at the final, the quickest time in the final that we're about to see, that was 2:04. He's just done a 2:02.
I'm pretty sure the next final will hopefully challenge that, but that was a great swim by Jarvis and hopefully giving him some confidence, obviously, for stepping on that for his first Commonwealth Games in 5 weeks' time.
Well done, Jarvis. Yeah, that's a good preparation for him. As we move on to the main event in the 200 metres individual medley, and there's plenty of names that will be familiar to you. They're either Olympians or they've represented Great Britain at World Championships or European Championships.
Got one junior as well, Tom Dean. So that qualifying time of 2:03.88 could still be broken.
Could be. Let's see if he can get close to it. And off the back of a 2:05.02 this morning, maybe he'll be in range of that a little later on. So they go H1, 7.2, 6.3.54 in terms of introductions. So next, Novosad from Germany. That was he. That's not Xavier. This will be Xavier coming out. Xavier Castelli of the city of Cardiff. Max Novosad of SG Stat was in first. Next will be Mark Sanchez of Spain. Well, a Spanish contingent here for this week. Beards are obviously all the rage in Edinburgh this week. Dan Wallace has got one too.
It'd be interesting to see what Dan does here. He's had kind of up and down over the past couple of years, and obviously back training in Edinburgh in this pool after kind of saying goodbye to the Florida Gators. So it'll be interesting to see how he's adapted to life back here. It's like climate change, isn't there?
Just a bit, I'd say.
But Dan's one of those that obviously part of our relay team for that 4x2 as well. So hopefully he can put in a good performance tonight.
Big cheer from Team Steel there. Goodness me, the Sheffield contingent were quite noisy as Joe Litchfield came out on pool deck in lane 3. Tom Dean of Maidenhead, we mentioned, the second fastest, and there is the fastest, Tim Shuttleworth. Again, we normally associate him with distance freestyle, but here he is in the 200 IM. Tim made the Olympic team, of course, in the 1500.
Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, Tim isn't going to the Commonwealth Games. Just quite missed out on making those selection times. But I'm sure Tim will be racing over the next kind of 2 weeks and 3 weeks just to try and get a spot on that European team.
Who's his coach?
Dave Hemmings.
Dave Hemmings, right. Dave looks after him. Okay, so as we said earlier on, if you're listening this morning, there are a lot of different coaches looking after different swimmers at Loughborough, and making sure he's nice and wet. Here's Joe Litchfield before he gets going. I think he's still wetting everybody else. In fact, that looks like Tim's doing that, actually. It's Tim in lane 4 who's doing that, not Joe. Joe's got his foot on the third podium, and Tim Shuttleworth's looking the other way around. Doesn't want to see anybody else behind him. Interesting preparation. So Xavier Castelli of Cardiff in 1, Dan Wallace of Edinburgh these days in 2, Joe Litchfield of Sheffield in 3. I'm sure Max is watching on, seeing what baby brother does. Tim Shuttleworth of Loughborough, Maidenhead's Tom Dean, the only junior in here, looking for a 2:03.88 to remind you. Martin Walton of University of Stirling is in 6. Mark Sanchez of Spain in lane 7, and Max Novosad of SG Stat from Germany in lane 8. A very, very even first 50. Who's going to break out of this pack? It might well be lane 5. Tom Dean actually having a really good first 50, and he turns first in 26.04.
Yeah, fantastic first leg from him. But as we saw in the last final, it's all about the second 100, I think, in this 200 individual medley. And I'm sure that lead is going to change. And we'll probably see Dan Wallace come through on that breaststroke leg as well. They're down in lane 2.
Tom Dean's holding on to the lead, though. It's a marginal one, though, in lane 5. Let's see what the breaststroke will do once they've completed it. But Tom Dean is still at the front of the field, the only junior in this field in lane number 5, looking very good. And that's age with a 56.77 split. Second place, Martin Walton. Third place, Tim Shuttleworth. Joe Litchfield quite a long way back, but he has got a great breaststroke. Tom Dean is determined to win this.
Yeah, Tom Dean's just making that gap further and further, isn't he? But Xavier down here in lane 1 as well is having a fantastic swim. We've seen him do so many events. Don't know how he's got the energy.
Well, that 2:03.88 is definitely under threat, and bettering it, certainly Tom Dean from Maidenhead, just going to bring it home now. He's going to do this, surely he can do a 32 last 50.
Well, we've seen Dan Wallace come right through there. I mean, he turned at the 107th. He's now in 3rd position, but I can't see any of these boys catching Tom Dean, and he is after that European Junior qualification for sure.
Yeah, 2:03.88. Well, I say he had to come back in 32. He's going to push himself to the limit. The 2:05 this morning is going to be a lot quicker than that. 2:03.88. He's going to smash it. He's absolutely smashed it. 1:59.88. He's broken the 2-minute barrier. He is naturally thrilled. That is a really good time. Exceptional time. Second, Xavier Castelli of Cardiff, and third place going to Tim Shuttleworth. But that is an exceptional swim from Tom Dean.
Absolutely incredible. Just blown that qualification time right out of the water, but also a huge, probably personal best for him. It's interesting because Jarvis's time from the previous heat would get 3rd, but I'm not sure if that's the way it will work on that podium. But Jarvis's time does post him 3rd fastest.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out later on, because it didn't work that way the other day. Oh, it was a bit of a glide in there as well. Can you imagine? You could actually have got to put him in the half a second. That was a glide.
That was a fantastic swim. He just took it out from the start. We thought the lead might change on that breaststroke leg, but no, solid swim from him. And to be honest, no one was even near him.
No.
It was a full 2 and a bit seconds ahead of the rest of the field there.
Terrific stuff. And he came in on a 2:01.02 was his entry time.
He'll be happy to go under that 2 minutes mark. It's always one of those barriers, isn't it? And he's absolutely smashed it. So these boys are definitely going to take note of that. It's amazing to see some of these juniors coming through, up and coming, because they'll be the ones to watch in a few years' time, and hopefully moving into the Tokyo Olympics as well.
We don't have a B final in this, just a junior and an open final. So it is the women's 400 meters freestyle. The junior qualification time, Miss Adlington, is
4:17.68. And the only person that got a little bit close to that is actually going in the A final, which is Leah Crisp of Leeds, who will go in the second one in lane 8, and she did a 4:18, so she's really, really close to that mark, so hopefully she will get that qualification. The fastest girl in the juniors did a 4:23 this morning, so they've got to do a big drop to get that time.
Got to say, I think Tim Jones is relatively happy with what he's assembled already. There's quite a few juniors who could not make it up here because of weather. They'll get a chance to be considered on what they've done in other events. This is not taken in isolation. He'll be looking at the overall picture, so anybody who didn't make it is not going to be hamstrung by that. But obviously, if you do it here, you're going to be getting preferential treatment. 30 they could take, and it's already starting to fill up quite nicely. Joe Jackson holds the British record. It's been on the books for a long, long time. It's not going to go here. 4:00.60. Nearly the first Brits to break that 4-minute barrier. Could that be Jazz Carlin in a few weeks' time, I wonder, at the Gold Coast?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure with Jazz. Obviously, she has moved more into open water, so she'll have been doing a lot more meterage than that. So I'm not quite sure she'll have the speed to dip under that 4 minutes mark, but she'll be certainly hungry for the success and to get on that podium.
Freya Colbert going lane 1 for Nova Centurion. Maisie McCartney of Thanet Swim in 2. Millie Sampson of Wickham District in 3. Rachel Anderson, Millfield 4. Sophie Smith of St Thomas in 5. Alicia Hawkins of Stockport Metro in 6. Molly Francis in 7 for Mount Kelly. Imana de Jong of the Netherlands. I think I've got a message to say that Freya is only 13. She doesn't turn 14 until next week.
It makes me feel very, very old when I see the date of birth, 2004.
Yeah, because when did you start professionally? When was your first senior international?
2006.
Right, so that would have been, was that the Commonwealth Games?
No, Europeans.
Europeans. Yeah, 2006 was Melbourne, obviously, for the Commonwealth Games, then Europeans.
Which I missed.
Which was,
Thanks for that.
Was that Budapest?
Yes.
Yeah, Budapest 2006. And then the Worlds was in Melbourne the year after, wasn't it? 2007.
It was indeed. But this race is very, very close so far, very, very tight.
Lane 4, Rachel Anderson is setting the pace. She will turn at 150, just in front of Millie Sampson, with Sophie Smith in 3rd place. It's quite a hard ask for any of these girls to get down to 4:17. But what they will want to try and do is trim their personal bests as best they can. And this is a nice positive swim from Rachel Anderson, the 15-year-old from Millfield, who will be looked after by Ewan Dale.
Yeah, I think Ewan's done a fantastic job there. Obviously, Joel used to be there and obviously has now moved his programme to Bath with James Guy. But Ewan is definitely one of those exciting new coaches, just as Ian Hume is, just as Mel Marshall. All of those guys are doing a fantastic job.
Well, Rachel's doing a very, very good job here. 2:08 at the split. Obviously, you can't always extrapolate the 200 to the 400 because a lot can happen in the next 4 lengths, but she is setting the pace. Either side of her, to the left, as we look, is Millie Sampson of Wickham, and to the right is Sophie Smith of St Thomas. But it's all about Rachel Anderson at the moment, with another 150 to go. She's got about a body length and a half lead over the rest in terms of time. It's just over a second over Sophie Smith. 3rd is Millie Sampson and Maisie McCartney in 4th place. And if anything, the lead seems to be getting a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's always one of those on a distance event is when do you make that move? Because you don't want to go too soon. But Rachel looks really in control here. She looks really, really smooth. Hopefully she will pick it up even more down that last 100 metres. And the rest of the field aren't quite going to stay with her. So it'll be interesting to see who can get that 2nd and 3rd spot. But keep an eye on the clock, as the time thereafter is a 4:17.68. She turned in a 3:13, so it's not totally impossible.
Well, I've got down her entry time, which I take to be a personal best, 4:18.95.
So really, really close to it. So she's definitely capable. So see how close she can get to that time.
Oh, she's going to win this race unless she blows up badly in the last 15. No indication
Let's not
of
jinx
that.
her.
No, I don't see her doing. That's what I'm saying. If she does, we also have to have that caveat just in case something happened. But with that lead, and it is a substantial one with 50 to go, it is all of 3 seconds of the rest of the field. Maisie McCartney now moving in 2nd and Sophie Smith 3rd. This should now be Rachel Anderson against the clock.
It's going to be very, very close.
4:17.68. And she has been in and around that time before. Not surprisingly, she might be feeling it a bit here. 4:17, the ultimate time. She's going to be very, very close. She might just be outside it, sadly. Yeah, 4:17's coming and it's going. But she still will be up for potential selection. 4:19.60. She put so much in to that first 300, 350 that I think the tank was just running a bit dry, but it's a meet youth record for the Edinburgh International.
Yeah, she's got to be pleased with that. I mean, to back that up after a morning swim as well, she should be fairly, very happy with that. And as we've talked about all week, that the selection time, there is 6 spots open that are up to Tim Jones and his team to decide. We've seen many, many years, the past couple of years, that wild cards come into play. So she could be one of those.
Though, interestingly, if we're filling them up at the rapid rate that we are, in quite a lot of it, he may not have too many to choose from. He might actually be down to maybe 5 or 6 possibly at the end.
Yeah, and obviously you've got the relays to take into consideration as well, and how many they take for those. So I'm sure they'll be looking at which events are their strongest, which relays could, hopefully will get them in a shout of medals as well.
Now, the next race, I think, well, can we put the gold medal around the neck of Maria Belmonte or not? I don't know.
I would.
The way she's been swimming this week, you'd have to say yes, wouldn't you? She doesn't have a Commonwealth Games to worry about, does she?
I definitely would. Belmonte had a fantastic 800 metres freestyle last night. She just kind of sat really, really smooth that first 400 and then just overtook Holly, who went out a little bit too hard. But for Holly, that's kind of how she prefers to swim. So I'm interested to see what Holly does tonight in the 400 metres, whether she goes out hard or whether she kind of uses Belmonte's style of coming back like an absolute train on that last 50 metres and tries to go with her.
We're just seeing Leah Crisp, and she could be a swimmer to get that 4:17.68, I think, because she's what, 4:18.95 this morning. I imagine keeping something in reserve for tonight, so not too much more, and she's made that time.
Yeah, definitely. Even if she doesn't, I mean, she's still going to be probably, hopefully, if she does the same time as she did this morning, the fastest junior. And actually, you've got to take being junior champion. That is a fantastic achievement. So I'm sure she's got a bright future ahead of her. And it's good to see the Leeds programme getting back really, really strong. We've seen a number of Leeds guys this week. That it's good to see some of our clubs that we haven't seen in quite a few years getting back to a really strong position.
By the way, Leah's PB is 4:14.5, so that's well inside that time.
Well inside.
So she's got 3 seconds to play with if she's close to her best. Big smiley Holly Hibbert, we just saw go through the picture. And then the two Spaniards together, Melanie Costa and Maria Belmonte. Remember, when it comes to the podium later on, they can only be Brits, but in terms of the prize money for the Edinburgh International, the internationals can obviously get that money as well. What I didn't know until the lead up to this, the best swim of the week gets £1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I might put my cosy on, Bob.
That is based on FINA ranking points. So, so whoever has relative to FINA ranking points.
Well, Maria Belmonte's got to be in with a shout of that.
Yeah, £1,000.
Certainly.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Nice little bonus for coming to Edinburgh. Well, let's see who gets it. Adam Peaty will probably fancy a bit of that as well a little later on. But yeah, the best swim of the week will get £1,000, and it graduates down a little bit to the top 5. Top 5 get extra money at the end of the week. So here we go with the 400 metres freestyle open final. Madeline Crompton of Stockport Metro M1, Ellie Faulkner, who we don't expect a great deal of. We would normally, but she is in such hard training. She's doing the hard training, she's doing the gym work, she's basically been put through the mill right now in lane number 2, so anything she can get out of this I think will be a bonus. Lane 3, Holly Hibbert of Stockport Metro, probably the most likely Brit to be in the mix at the end. Maria Belmonte and Melanie Costa of Spain. Camilla Hattersley from just up the road in Glasgow in lane 6. Monique Olivier of Luxembourg in 7. And Leah Crisp, our only junior, but she has done a 4:14, so 4:17, if she's on form, should be well within her range.
Yeah, well, even though Ellie's in hard training, she had a really fantastic start there, as did Holly Hibbert. Holly's got really, really good start. So they've obviously been doing some work at that at Stockport, so it was great to see her off the bat. But they're all pretty much in a line at the minute.
Yeah, the early stages not really sorting them out, but as we've seen over the first couple of days, Maria Belmonte has rocket fuel when it comes to the last 50. If she's in and around with a chance of winning, then you probably put your money, if you have any, on her going on to win.
Belmonte's got the fastest personal best time, though, of all of this field, so we expect her to win. We expect her to blow the field. I mean, she's got so much experience as well, and she looks really, really comfortable. She's had a fantastic week so far. Normally, we see her easy, so I always think earlier on in the race, if she's ahead early on, she's certainly not going to die off. That's the thing. No elephant is landing on her back.
Camilla Hattersley is in the mix along with Holly Hibbert as well, and it's Madeline Crompton of Stockport Metro, who is surprising leader at the moment anyway. The two Stockport Metro swimmers in lanes 1 and 3, and it's Madeline Crompton, not the most high profile, but through the middle of the pool in lane 3, Holly Hibbert starting to make her move. Camilla Hattersley was having a decent swim, but maybe just losing a little bit of the pace. But no, she's still in the mix there in 6th. Where's Leah Crisp, importantly, from a junior point of view?
Yeah, I'm really hoping Leah kind of tries to stick with the Luxembourg swimmer. Monique really goes with her, because it is hard to do it on your own. So hopefully up there in lane 8, the top of your screens, that they will be able to stick with her and get all that important 4:17.68 time that she's after.
Look at Holly Hibbert come through here. She's no respecter of reputations, because, well, you know all about Maria Belmonte from what she has done in freestyle and what she has done in the individual medley, and indeed in butterfly as well. And it will be the Spaniard who just at the moment is edging out the Stockport Metro #1. Camilla Hattersley in 3rd place and Ellie Faulkner in 4th. This should be where the Spanish Olympian starts to power on.
Yeah, hopefully Holly will go with her. I think Holly's going to have a really, really good 400 freestyle at the Commonwealth Games. I think she has that little bit extra speed that you need over the 400 than the 800. But hopefully, because we have seen the Aussie trials that are going on at the minute, there is certainly some fast performances going on there. So hopefully Holly will get amongst the mix. I expect her to on that 400, probably a little bit more than I would from Jazz, because obviously Jazz has been doing more the distance. So hopefully Jazz will get amongst it on the 800, and I'd love to see Holly on that 400 on that podium.
Leah Crisp needs a 65 last 100 to get the time she needs, a 4:17.68. It's pretty quick at the front with Melanie Costa, and certainly digging in is Holly Hibbert in lane 3. Maria Belmonte away by about 2 body lengths now at the final turn. Holly Hibbert in 2nd place, Melanie Costa in 3rd, Ellie Faulkner in 4th, Leah Crisp at 3:44. That's going to be a bit tight to get that 4:17, but she's still got a possibility if you can find something over this last 50. No doubting all at the moment. Holly Hibbert is seeing is the feet of Maria Belmonte as she disappears. She wants to be the top Brit. She will be. I'm sure Melanie Costa of Spain trying to get 2nd place. She won't. That will be Belmonte's win. 4:09.08, 4:11.86 for Holly. Melanie Costa in 3rd now. Leah Crisp. Yeah, she's done it. She's done it. 4:16.12. That is the qualification for the European Junior Championships in July in Finland. She'll be happy. Certainly Maria Belmonte is happy, so that is a definite addition to our junior team with Leah Crisp.
Well, it's fantastic for Holly as well. I mean, she was British champion last night on the 800, British champion again tonight. She certainly had a strong week.
4:11.86 was her finishing time. She had 4:15 this morning, so she will be absolutely thrilled with that. Holly has done a 4:06 before now, so not as fast as she can go, but nonetheless, obviously, she's got other fish to fry, bigger ones, in 4 weeks' time at the Gold Coast, where they'll probably be eating loads of fish, because the fish is good down there, isn't it? You've been there.
I don't eat fish, I don't know.
Ah, okay. No, because you don't, do you? No.
Scared of the sea bomb.
You must see other people eat fish, though.
Oh, yeah, of course, but what's that got to do with
Well,
anything?
you've been there and you've seen other people eat fish, is what I'm saying.
As I have anywhere, Bob.
Quite, okay.
Moving on.
Moving on swiftly to the 100 metres breaststroke for the juniors, and we're probably around about 5 minutes away from Adam Peaty. So if you've got to do something, which
Put the kettle on.
lasts about 3 or 4 minutes, now is the time to do it. You do not want to miss Adam Peaty. He'll be coming up very, very soon in the open final. Now remember, this morning he did a 59.32, and he honestly seemed to have so much in reserve. So we'll find out what he can do when we get the final, the open final after the junior and the B final, which are up next, and the time is required for the European juniors.
It's a 1:02.76, and we can thank Adam Peaty for that one being quite a tough one, as obviously it is done on world rankings and FINA points and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's probably going to be slightly too quick. I mean, the fastest time that we had from the juniors goes in the B final this morning, which was a 1:03.2, so not a million miles off it. And but he's from the Netherlands also, that doesn't count. Didn't see that one.
Harry Devlin, entry time of 1:03.3.
So it's really close. So it's a 1:02.76, the time that they need.
So Conor Bryan of City of Oxford 1, Adam Metcalf Ellesmere 2, Oliver Taverner of Mount Kelly in 3, Harry Devlin, just mentioned, of York City in 4, Josh Pemberton of Davencio in 5, Bradley Newman, City of Cardiff in 6, William Mitchell of Millfield in 7, Liam Davis of Plymouth Leander in lane number 8. The junior final of the men's 100 metres breaststroke, and they are absolutely together at 75. There's very little to separate them. It's going to have to be the wall and the clock, and I think we can just about see emerging through the pack Harry Devlin, who's the only one to go sub 30 on the split.
Well, if he backs the second 50 up with that time, that 1:02.76 is definitely in his sights. He swims really like Adam, do you not think?
Yeah, we were saying that this morning, isn't he? Has he been watching? Watch lane 1 here as well. Watch Conor Bryan from City of Oxford. He is flying through as well. I'm not sure he's going to catch Harry Devlin, hard though he is trying. But yes, it is sort of like a junior version of Adam Peaty, isn't it, that we're looking at here, with the head-on shot. Now, 1:02.76 he's looking for. I think he's going to slip outside that. He is. 1:03.84 for Harry Devlin. Second place to Conor Bryan with a 1:04.28. And third to Oliver Taverner of Kelly. And Mount Kelly with a 1:05.20. So a bit of a shame that Harry Devlin couldn't quite back up that first 50.
Yeah, definitely. But we've got 4 juniors in the next one that could get that time, so fingers crossed the boys get closer to it. I mean, they swam the 1:03s this morning in the heats, and you naturally swim faster in an evening most of the time, so they're not a million miles away.
No, they're not. And we'll give you the run through once we've seen the junior final swimmers escape through the lane ropes. Always takes a little bit of time, doesn't it?
Escape?
Well, that's at the
It's not the Crystal Maze.
Well, Richard O'Brien's standing just over there. Look at him. It's not Richard O'Brien these days, is it? It's the bloke from Thingy. The IT crowd.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember his name. But it's him. It's not Richard O'Brien anymore. It was Richard O'Brien when I was growing up. He says quickly. On to the B final then. And we have representatives from Oxford, Warrender, Baths, from Ireland, from the Netherlands, from Loughborough, University of Stirling, City of Derby, City of Cardiff. I think I can give you about a 3-minute or so warning now for Adam Peaty up in the open final in about that length of time. After we have the introductions, perhaps a little bit longer, but he'll be up very soon after we have seen this B final. And just to recap on the qualifying time required, is 1:02.76 for the European juniors in Finland in the summer. So there's your lineup. Callum Smart, City of Oxford, Archie Goodburn and Warrender. The Irish entry is Nicholas Quinn in 3, Yuri Dijkstra of the Netherlands in 4, Edward Baxter of Loughborough in 5, Zach Aitchison, University of Stirling in 6, Greg Butler of City of Derby in 7, and City of Cardiff's Kyle Booth in lane number 8. Can't be too much doubt that the likes of probably Michael Jameson, Ross Murdoch, and certainly Adam Peaty have influenced these swimmers in deciding they want to be a breaststroker.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoke about it already quite a lot this week, how we've got such a good history in Britain of good breaststrokers, and it's a challenge to just even make the teams nowadays because we've got that much depth, but that's certainly not a bad thing.
Look how aggressive this stroke is from Zach Aitchison. Really attacking the water, isn't he? And 28.8 is his split time.
Very good first 50, yeah.
Wow. You could just see The water's losing the battle. He's winning the battle. The water's dispersing all over the place. I wonder whether he's being a bit too aggressive because it's starting to come back to him now. He's still holding on, though, in the adjoining lanes. We've got Edward Baxter and Yuri Dijkstra. But it looks like it's going to be, unless he loses a bit of focus, a bit of form here. Zeke Atchison is being closed down by Edward Baxter, who gets there first with a 62.66. That is good enough to make the European junior team, but he's not a European junior, sadly. No, let me finish the sentence. And Zach Atchison in second place. And third place going to Yuri Dijkstra. So you can see the juniors are 3, 4, and 5, and 8 in that. So Edward Baxter, who is a 19-year-old, obviously just slipped past the juniors, but that would have been the time the juniors required. There are no juniors, by the way, in the open final. They are all seniors coming up next.
I wonder what sort of time Adam's going to go for tonight.
Do you think he has a time in mind? Do you think he and Mel have talked about that?
Yeah, I think they do. I think Adam is so clear on his goals and he's been so open and honest about it. The Project 56 that is all everyone is talking about, that I'm sure he'll be chasing that time at the Commonwealth Games. I think he's more than capable of it, but I'm not sure that it's probably in his mind for Project 56 here, but he'll be certainly wanting to improve. The thing that Adam does very well is improve each round. There is no semi-finals here, so for that time that he did this morning, the 59.32, I think he'll be wanting to dip under the 59 mark, I think.
Well, don't forget, he broke the world record in London in a meet where it wasn't even filmed properly. So
I think, did Nick Hope do it on his iPhone?
I think it was done on an iPhone. I don't think it was actually proper coverage of the world record being broken in London. So he doesn't do it to order, does he? It's kind of, if I fancy doing it today, I'll do it today. That's all right with you. And, of course, in Rio, he broke it in the heats, and he broke it in the final.
Yeah. Adam's one of those that always swims fast throughout the rounds, and he swims fast all year round as well, Adam. He's not one of those mid-season swimmers that struggles, but I guess for him, well, it's still a good kind of two seconds off his personal best, which for him probably seems a million miles away, but it's certainly not to the rest of the world.
What do you think it's like swimming in a race with him in it, when you know full well that the best you can get is second place?
Yeah, it must be hard for those guys. And I mean, I always felt the people that had to race Michael Phelps, but or Katie Ledecky for that matter. There's a number of athletes, but I think you've just got to have confidence in your training and what you're doing and belief. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen. So yeah, I'm sure these guys just stick to their own race plan.
And here he comes. World record holder, Olympic champion at 100, of course, the world record holder at 50 as well, which he'll be doing tomorrow. Adam Peaty in lane number 4. James Wilby nearly broke the 60-second barrier this morning, right on it, 60 seconds dead.
Well, James is obviously British champion in the 200 metres that we've seen this week. He put in a fantastic performance, so I'm sure he'll be wanting to break that 1-minute barrier tonight.
So Maximilian Pilger of Germany, Alex Murphy of Ireland, David Murphy of the city of Oxford, Adam Peaty in 4 for Loughborough, another Loughborough swimmer, James Wilby in lane number 5. 6 is Ross Murdoch of University of Stirling, of course, the 200 British record holder. 7 is Dara Green of Ireland, and Oliver Crosby of City of Sheffield goes in lane number 8. So a lot of people giving themselves the best vantage point they can.
I love how Adam talks to himself before the race.
What's he saying?
I don't know. I can't quite make that out, but he's always kind of got a head nod. You can see him talking away. He's probably just getting himself up for it.
Split this morning, first 50, 27.53. So we'll keep a note of that. We'll see how fast he might go off, how far he's going to go underwater. Doesn't go as far underwater as some of the others sometimes, but this time he's into his stroke at the right time. And there you go, at 25, he's already got a body length lead over everybody else. Catch me if you can, and you know full well you can't. So let's see how much quicker he is in the final compared to the heat. 27.53 was where he was then.
I think Adam's made huge improvements on his start. I mean, his start has never been absolutely horrific, but it's never been up there with the rest of the world, whereas actually now we're seeing he's not losing any ground, and he's openly talks about those 1% marginal gains that he's done, and he works on every single area of that, whether it's his nutrition, his skills, his strength in the gym, and he just does it so well.
Well, he was 0.2 of a second quicker in the final than he was in the heat, so we know we're going to sub 1. Are we going to sub 59? That's a question. Adam Peaty will win in a time of 58.78. So there's your answer. Yes, it's a sub 59. Well, sub 59 as well. James Wilby can't quite break the 60-second barrier, but that is Adam Peaty getting revved up and getting well tuned for the Gold Coast in a month's time. That is going to lay down quite a marker for the rest of the Commonwealth. 58.78. Adam Peaty is definitely in form.
Yeah, Adam seems really pleased with that as well. He gave a little nod to himself. Like, that was all right, that was all right. I think he was pretty pleased with that. I thought he'd want to dip under that 59. So, yeah, he's just looking in great shape, doesn't he?
And, ooh, there's even a little bit of a glide there at the end. A marginal glide, but, you know, by Adam's standards, you probably think, oh, that's maybe a couple of tenths there.
I'll let you tell him, not me, Bob.
No, I'm sure Mel will tell him that. It won't be down to me. But in the grand scheme of things, he still won that by nearly a second and a half anyway, so that's not going to matter too much, is it? 58.78. And, well, he's going to go considerably quicker. Don't you worry about that on the Gold Coast. If he doesn't get down in the 57s, and maybe the upper 56s, who knows?
Well, Adam hasn't been, he's unbeaten, isn't he, for the past couple of years? And when you look at the top 10 times in history, they're all his as well.
All his. I think he's probably got more than 10. They've only looked at 10, probably going to know about 15 now.
But I love Adam's attitude. He's always so open and honest about how he wants to make history. He even said the other night, I just want to be successful. And I think you can already say you're successful, Adam, but he just wants to keep adding those medal hauls, keeps wanting to bring those time down. He's so hungry for that success that he's not just sat back and gone, right, well, that's it now. He's constantly pushing those boundaries.
That was impressive, but also what was impressive was Tom Dean's performance in the 200 metres individual medley at the start of the session. Only swimmer to go sub 2 minutes, our gold medalist.
And junior as well.
And has made that team for Finland in the summer. The 3-2-1, all British this time round. Tim Shuttleworth of Loughborough will pick up the bronze medal. I say somebody we normally associate with the 1500 freestyle, but having a crack at the 200M, and maybe that will be an event he'll do more often in the future. Former Hatfield swimmer, now at Loughborough. Tim Shuttleworth in third place with a 2:03.61. Older swimmer in the final at 27, I think turning 28, Xavier Castelli with a 2:02.23. As I mentioned, the only swimmer to break the 2-minute barrier was the only junior in the final.
What a race it was from him.
From Maidenhead. He'll be the pin-up boy at Maidenhead now. Tom Dean with a 1:59.88. Terrific performance by him. And we reckon a new personal best. Let's hear what Tom has to say about that performance.
Congratulations, Tom. An incredible race. You must be over the moon with that.
Absolutely, yeah, it's amazing. Really.
I mean, you came into that race, you knocked 4 seconds off your qualification time. What was your strategy heading into that one?
I knew I had to get my stroke rate up on the backstroke. I really had to pick that up and then just carry the momentum through for the rest of the race.
You certainly did, mate. Congratulations, it was fantastic. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tom!
Yeah, good job, Tom. Very good job indeed. And he will be the toast of Maidenhead tonight with that 1:59.88. Well, as far as the women's 400 was concerned, it was dominated by Spain. 1 and 3 anyway. Maria Belmonte, as we know, is a great swimmer of her 400 and 800. Has got Olympic medals, world medals and European medals, and not surprisingly, because she's got no big event until the Europeans to prepare for. She had a cracking time, a 4:13.48 in the morning, 4:09.08 in the evening, and in between them all is Holly Hibbert of Stockport Metro with a 4:11, just holding off the fast finishing Melanie Costa. So there is the third place of the swimmers from this country. That's Ellie Faulkner getting the bronze. So obviously international swimmers don't get the medals here. They do get prize money, but they don't get the medals. And that will be Camilla Hattersley picking up the silver medal for City of Glasgow. And the champion will be Holly Hibbert for Great Britain, a second title of the week.
Yeah, she's going to be really, really pleased with how she swam this week, and hopefully it should give her a huge confidence boost going into the Commonwealth Games, and it'll be interesting to see how much they can drop in 5 weeks' time.
Congratulations, Holly. Our second gold. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with that swim again. It's hard to race fast when it's training stuff, so I'm pleased.
I mean, you guys have been training so hard, obviously, got big meets coming up. What are you sort of focusing on to stay consistent throughout the mid-season?
Just fine-tuning everything I've done so far this year, so when I come to the big meets, I can race faster.
Well, you certainly did. Look, congratulations, British champion once again, and good luck at the Commonwealth Games. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Holly Hibbert!
Now, we're a slight diversion for what we were intending to bring you at this point, because we've got a representation from the 800 freestyle last night, because sadly, one of our medalists did not get her medal. So that has all changed today, and the recipient of the bronze will be Polly Holden of Nova. Of course, the gold and silver medalists got theirs last night, but they will be back again. They probably handed their medals back to be represented back to them. But Polly, who we were talking about in commentary last night, we were a little bit confused because she did do the third fastest time, though she did it in a B final.
No, she did it in the heat.
Oh,
so,
that's right.
so 800
That's right.
freestyle, it is fastest heat, swims in the evening.
That's right.
Polly swam in the morning and she posted a time of 8:48. But with not being in the evening, there was just a little bit of, I think, confusion because she wasn't in that fastest heat. But they're rectifying it right now. So Holly's come right back out,
Yeah.
so has Camilla. They've swapped Ellie for Polly.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So there'll be, so she's already had the medal. She said goodbye to it for probably a few minutes, and now will be represented. But this will be the presentation that she's been looking forward to, because she didn't have it last night. Well done, and a terrific time too in the B final, sorry, the heat of the morning. Polly Holden of Nova. Before February, she'd never beaten the 9-minute barrier. Well, she's now done it twice in the space of 4 weeks. So Holly Hibbert will get her gold medal re-presented to her. That was her first of the 2 titles. I've just seen her get the second one. So she is a 400 and 800 champion in the British Nationals. I think she quite enjoys that.
Why not? It's great to experience 1 medal ceremony, let alone 2 for the same event.
And Jane Elliott's going for the men's equivalent later on.
In the 800 metres, yeah.
Having won the 4 yesterday, and he's quite confident. Glad to hear. He sounded a bit negative last night, and I took him to task about that. I said, negative, you're a national champion for the first time. That's their first national title. And all you could talk about, oh, we're going to go 3 seconds quicker.
You're putting the world to right, Bob, aren't you?
Well, no, because I think he's a very talented swimmer. I really do. I think, again, he's had injury problems. And he's going to have a bit of a rest now just to let the body recover. But we'll talk more about him when we get to the 800 free later, because it'll be 7 in the final. They've actually, one's dropped out now, so there'll only be 7 in the final. His teammate from Sheffield is no longer in there. So when we get to that, it should be right at the back end of the programme. No Sam Budd. Sam Budd has withdrawn, so there will be 7 unless they find a replacement for that, which obviously they don't have one for that because it's a fastest heat. Yeah. So the 100 metres backstroke, going with the first of the final. So it's the C final. This is a junior final, of course, with Pia Murray of Ellesmere, Elise Tannis of Netherlands, Emily Peck of Preston, Chiara Barber. I haven't actually asked you what the qualification time is for the juniors.
I'll let you finish, Bob, and I'll tell you.
All right, okay. Chiara Barber Wickham, Caitlin Bergin of Stockport, Lucy Kuhn of Leipzig, Inda Jongman of the Netherlands, and Sophie Hubber of City of Leeds.
Well, the time they're looking for is a 1:02.59, and somebody that got very, very close is going in the A final, which is Lily Bosley. So watch her from Sheffield. She was just kind of 0.4 shy of that this morning, but see if any of these girls in this final can get close to that.
Yeah. Well, making the early pace would seem to be Lucy Kuhn in lane 6 alongside Caitlin Bergin. And Bergin gets the wall just before the German in a 30.59. Third place to Pia Murray of Ellesmere, closest to our camera, but the leader is in lane 5. And Caitlin Bergin, Stockport Metro, entered Our heat time, by the way, 103.94 from this morning, but they're starting to just come together a bit more now, and the finish is going to be very tight. Sophie Hubber in lane 8 from City of Leeds coming right through. It's going to be lane 4. It's going to get it. Chiara Barber in 103.20. So not the qualifying time for the Europeans. Got mighty close to it, though. 63.20. Pia Murray in second place, and Lucy Kuhn of Germany in third. So the third of the Brits will be Sophie Hubber of Leeds in fourth place. Well, that changed hands, that lead, for about 3 or 4 times over the last 50. But getting the job done. Chiara Barber won a 103.20 and Pia Murray with a 103.68.
That's the one that I've been impressed with this week, is up in this next B final. Was Catherine Greenslade. I think she's put in a really, really solid week this week. To say that she's not rested for this, she's going to the Commonwealth Games, so credit to her. And it's a shame she just missed out on that A final, but hopefully she can do a good performance in this B final.
Yeah, we'll see how she goes. So I'll give you the run through. There are 1 overseas swimmer, that's Africa Zamorano from Spain in 3. All the others are Brits. Caitlin Hubbard, great swimming stock, the Hubbard family, City of Birmingham, lane number 1. Anna Main of Woking in 2. Catherine Greenslade of Edinburgh in 4. Chloe Golding of City of Manchester in 5. Lauren Cox, City of Coventry in lane number 6. Tegan Drew of Plymouth in 7. And Medi Harris of Swim Gwynedd. There you go. That's the 1 to 8 confirmed for you for the B final of the 100 metres backstroke. There are 4 juniors, so yes, 3 juniors going in this. Hubbard, Cox and Harris. 102.59 is the time they are looking for. The European record, been on the books for 9 years now. Gemma Spofford's 58.12 used to be the world record until about 8 months ago at the World Championships.
She did hold it for a long time. I'm sure Gemma's pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, I say only beaten last summer and still stands as the European record. So who's doing what in the centre lane? Well, Catherine Greenslade has had a good start, but not quite as good as Chloe Golding in lane number 5, and better still in 6, Lauren Cox of Coventry, and she'll be leading at the 50 in a 30.32. Second is Africa Zamorano of Spain, and third, Catherine Greenslade. So maybe our winner's going to come from Coventry in lane 6, or maybe Catherine Greenslade's going to up her stroke rate, and Chloe Golding in lane 5's now having a really good swim, but lane 6, Lauren Cox is coming back at her, and Catherine Greenslade's probably going to get run out of this one. Question is, can anybody get near that 62.59 as they head towards conclusion? It's probably going to be just outside or on it. Just on it, yes. 102.08.
They're not juniors. Caitlin in lane 1 is a junior. Lauren Cox and Medi Harris are the juniors in this one. So Lauren Cox has made the European junior time.
102.51.
Just, Yeah, Chloe is going to the Commonwealth Games, so she won't be rested back at all for this, so she'll be wanting to drop that time there of 102, but she'll take a load of confidence from that. She swam that perfectly, didn't go out too fast, and just built up that speed on that last 50 metres.
And a meet youth record for Lauren Cox in that.
She'll be very happy getting that qualification time.
And I think Mr. Adam Rockwood might be quite happy with that.
Sure he will.
As her coach. So good, another junior gets a time. So another one for Tim Jones to add to his little list.
Well, there's another possibility in this A final. Lily Bosley, who's going in lane 8 from Sheffield. She did a 102.99 this morning, and the time again is a 102.59. I'm not sure what her PB is, but Lily is definitely more than capable of getting that time.
You would hope so, wouldn't you? And his best time. Always different when you're trying to find it quickly, isn't it, in these things?
Always just disappears.
Yeah, it does. I think it's right before my very eyes here. And I can't actually find it, so I'm looking for Sheffield on the right.
In lane 2, representing Ellesmere College, Cassie Wild.
No, never mind. We'll come back to that another time.
Hopefully she'll break it anyway.
Yeah,
she got really, really close to it this morning in the heat, so hopefully we'll see another girl breaking that European Junior qualification time.
Yep, Lily in the lineup for this one. She'll be in lane number 8 for the city of Sheffield. Johanna Roos from Germany will be in 1. Cassie Wild of Ellesmere in 2. Lisa Graf of Germany in 3. Another German in 4. Laura Riedman. Lizzie Simmons, of course, who is the favourite around here in terms of being a crowd favourite and also favourite probably to win the race from a British point of view. Jessica Fullerlove in 6. And Kathleen Dawson of the University of Stirling goes in lane 7.
Yeah, we saw Lizzie get her 12th British title last night in the 200 metres, so she'll definitely be wanting to back that up. Somebody that is missing from this field, if you're thinking, hold on, where's Georgia Davis? She's just training in Turkey. She didn't come back for this meet, and she's on her final preparations, but we'll see her in 5 weeks' time. But Lizzie just looked absolutely fantastic last night, so she'll be definitely wanting to put back that performance up. But she looked really controlled this morning, so I don't see why not. Definitely pay attention to Lizzie's skills. She has a fantastic start on underwater.
Yeah, honed over, what, 14 years now of international swimming. Was one of our earliest juniors to make that transition to international swimming at the age of, I think it was 13, going on 14, when she first started to be a senior. Here she is at the age, well, no, I'm not going to say that. Not going to say I'm going to be gallant for once in my life. So we'll watch for Lizzie in lane number 5. You can see her right in the centre there, and she's the last one to come up. She is the last one to come up in lane number 5. Exactly what you said would happen, Becky.
Exactly doing a Liam Tancock, isn't she? Going 14.99.
Yeah, it was terrific work. She's not leading the race at the moment, though. Laura Riedman of Germany is doing that. And also with a good start, Kathleen Dawson on the far side for the University of Stirling. Kathleen Dawson might come into the wall alongside the German. German just getting in there first, 29.23 compared to 29.61. Lizzie in 3rd place. Lizzie, though, we know is a very established 200 backstroke swimmer, and she's going to start to make her way through, and here she comes now.
Lizzie just gained any bit of gap there was on that turn, just as you expect. That underwater phase for Lizzie is definitely one of her strengths, and she'll be wanting to touch her out. Just can't quite see with that angle.
Simmons against Dawson, I reckon it is for the finish here, and Lizzie's going to get there in a 60.65. What a finish, what a start as well, and Lily Bosley gets the qualification time with a 1:02.36, so she is on her way to the European Juniors. And what a swim, what a great start, and what a great finish by Lizzie Simmons. 60.65, only 6 100s between her and the German in 2nd.
And I think, yeah, well, 13th British title, that's not bad for Lizzie, definitely not. But you expect that from Lizzie, obviously, from doing the 200 last night. I wasn't worried that down that first 50, and she just caught any sort of gap she closed on that underwater phase. And Lizzie's skills are just some of the best in the world.
And it's one of those occasions where I'm quite glad that she's going to get a chance to catch her breath and just get herself sorted before she does an interview, because she would always have to do an interview straight off the back of her race often, and she'd be catching her breath. Lizzie always had that kind of, when she has a chance to speak normally, naturally, she's great, but off a race, she often couldn't catch her breath when she was trying to do interviews.
It's hard. It's hard being interviewed after a race, Bob. You should try it.
When would you like me to try it?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Which event?
What would you like to do, Bob?
I'd like to do the 10-metre
10-metre
freestyle, please. Thank you. On to the next final. And again, it is somebody who holds the British record who is not competing anymore. Now retired for quite some while, but still very much involved in the swimming fraternity. James Gollard in the 200 metres backstroke. That record he set in Delhi in 2010. 1:55.58. This is the time where I look at my dictionary corner and say, have you got a time for me for the juniors, please?
I have. The time that they need to go is a 2:01.26, so they're a good 5 seconds off that time here, but there is some juniors going in that A final later on that can hopefully get close to it.
Let's see. Well, Nick Parles in there, and Jamie Scholes is in there as well in the last of the races. That's the main final. This, however, contains all juniors. Harry Noble, Mount Kelly in 1, Benjamin Campbell-James, who does seem to be swimming for Germany. I can't quite work that one out, but he's swimming for Stadwerke. Max Jameson of Thanet Swim in 3. Michael Rees of Sutton Cheam in 4. Miles Stirk, City of Leeds in 5. Charlie Brown in 6 from City of Sheffield. Matthew George of City of Salford in 7. Nathan McCleave in 8 from Leatherhead. I'm just wondering whether Benjamin Campbell-James is actually British but swimming in Germany.
We've got no lane 7. Matthew George hasn't decided to show up. And I'm not sure on Benjamin. Maybe we should ask around for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we should find out, because it's an odd one. It's obviously the German club he's swimming for, but that's a very British name, so I can't imagine he's German, called Benjamin Campbell-James, to be honest, but there you go. As you mentioned, no Matthew George, but everybody else in place. Charlie Brown of City of Sheffield. It looks like he's really going to blitz this one. The nearest to him is Nathan McCleave of Leatherhead in 8. But this is all about Charlie Brown against the clock. Now, he did 2:06.99 this morning. He's come out to the 100 split and has got, well, 2 to 3 body lengths advantage. Of course, we're only halfway through this race, so maybe he won't be able to keep it going, but it certainly looks like he's going to keep it going.
Yeah, and to go out under that minute mark, posting a time of 59 at the split. So if he keeps this up, and no elephant, well, the elephant would land on his tummy, wouldn't it? Not his back, but hopefully not. Hopefully he'll keep this pace going and get as close to that 2:01 mark, but I think it's going to be probably a little bit out of reach.
Well, let's hope this is a jumbo-sized performance from the boy from Sheffield, Charlie Brown. Won't be picking up peanuts from this one. 1:31.01.
I can't see anyone even getting close to him. He's just, if anything, he's made that gap even bigger.
Yeah, the race is definitely on for 2nd and 3rd and 4th, but Charlie Brown on his way for the City of Sheffield. This is a great performance. Now, what kind of time can he do? As we mentioned, the European Junior qualification time is 2:01. Just going to sneak outside that 2:01.26, but that is a great swim. Charlie Brown with a 2:02.72. If you want to see dominance in a race and absolutely leading from the front, there's a brilliant example for you.
Yeah, and he's still got to be pleased with that. I mean, just from this morning heats, he's dropped a huge 4 seconds just from heat to final, so he'll definitely be pleased with that swim, and he tactically swam it very well as well.
Entry time of 2:04.30, by the way, so that probably is
a huge PB. Yeah, 2 seconds.
Well done, Charlie Brown. And City of Sheffield will be thrilled with that. Have a chance to get maybe a double gold today. And that is the first as far as the juniors are concerned. Excellent work. B final, and there are 5 juniors in here. Jacob Davis, Joseph Small, Ian Evans, Jack Schillinglaw, Yari Grönhardt, Craig McNally, Benjamin Steig and Charlie Hutchison. The juniors are Davis, Small, Grönhardt and Hutchison. Only 3 of those, of course, are British. Grönhardt is for the Netherlands. 2:01.26 the time. And then when we get on to the open final, Christian Diener of Germany is the favourite to win that, but the best of the Brits, Luke Greenbank and Brodie Williams. So you're not going to anywhere near that 1:55 that James Gullard set 7.5 years ago.
I'm quite surprised to see Craig McNally in this B final rather than the A final. Craig obviously is going to the Commonwealth Games in just a few weeks' time for this event, so hopefully, well, I would like to say on paper, Craig definitely has the fastest personal best time here, so hopefully he can get close to that and put in a good performance. We saw Jarvis Parkinson earlier on make a huge drop, so Craig might do that here.
He could. Let's see whether he will in the 200 metres backstroke. Goes up there on lane 1. Jacob Davis of City of Birmingham already had a decent meet. Their coach is very happy with what a lot of the swimmers have done so far this week. Of course, you can use your 15 metres underwater, and again, pretty much using all of it as the established senior swimmers do. Craig McNally of City of Glasgow with the best start in lane 6.
Yeah, it's expected that, isn't it? And Craig has taken it out right from the start, and he is more suited. I would say his better event is the 200 backstroke, so you would expect him to be in the lead at this point.
And he is, with a split of 28.86. Second is Joseph Small, and third place is Ryan Evans of City of Cardiff. All very controlled, all very rhythmical.
Craig's got a very long, kind of really pretty backstroke, hasn't he?
Slow motion,
I know,
it?
it does.
But it gets him there. Everybody else is working much higher. If you look at the amount of water that's coming off his arm, barely any. It's interesting that it's kind of smooth through the water. Everybody else is thrashing it a bit, but he's not. He's just kind of easing his way through.
Yeah, no, he's got a beautiful backstroke. Really good underwater as well. I think that's such an important key element of the backstroke racing, is that underwater phases. It makes such a huge difference, as we've just seen. Lizzie Simmons is evident of that in that 100 metres backstroke, taking that win just from the underwater phase. So pleased to see Craig out in front here. I can't see Craig dying off here, and he'll be wanting to put in a good performance after just missing that A final.
One of the juniors, though, is right up alongside him now. It's Ryan Evans from City of Cardiff, and he is only 0.72 behind at the moment. So maybe he's going to be in the mix here for that time that we're looking at, 2:01.26. He's giving it everything, but Craig McNally is giving just a little bit more in lane number 6. So
Craig has definitely picked up the pace there. Maybe he just clocked him on that turn and thought, oh no, best pick it up.
Yeah, and this will be a good swim through, if you like, for Craig McNally in terms of being the British champion, which he will be now. 2:01.69, and second place going to Evans of Cardiff with a 2:03.68, and third place to Charlie Hutchison of Ellesmere. As your 1, 2, 3, they're all British, and Craig McNally is the British national record holder for this year.
Yeah, well, we've now got, obviously, the main titles. We can't quite see past Christian, can we, the German swimmer? He's definitely been dominant this week, and as he is expected to be. But we'll see what Luke Greenbank has got in the tank, and Brodie Williams as well, up-and-coming athlete. We have got 2 juniors as well. We've seen Nicholas Powell take that 50 metres British title from Chris Walker-Hebburn, and he also got an amazing European junior qualifying time on the 100 metres. So I'm pretty sure even if no one else does make this 200 metres qualifying time for the European juniors, they'll let Nicholas Summit at juniors, as he's already on the team.
Yep, he'll be going in lane number 7. Elliot Clogg as well in the field in lane 8. But so I'm still waiting for that big breakthrough swim from Luke Greenbank. Hopefully, well, if it doesn't come now, maybe it'll come at the Commonwealth Games in a few weeks' time. To be absolutely honest about this, Christian Diener, as a German Olympian, somebody who's made a final, is probably the favourite to take this.
Yeah, definitely. Looked really, really comfortable this morning as well. Really, really controlled. Going in a second quicker than the rest of the field anyway, so I'm sure it'll be a great experience for Luke and these guys to race an international. It is obviously the Edinburgh International meet, so he will still get the prize money from this, of course he will, but hopefully be interesting to see who makes the British title.
Well, there's Nick Pyle coming on to pool deck. You've seen Elliot Clogg, Jamie Scholes, Nicholas Pyle, now Andreas Wiesner, one of 2 Germans that will be in this field, not the strongest of the 2. That'll be Christian Diener, who we'll see shortly. And we've seen this young man already this afternoon. He's back for some more. Xavier Castelli of City of Cardiff going in lane 6.
He's had a huge programme this week. Yeah, just as Hannah Miley. I wonder who's done more races, him or Hannah Miley?
Very close, because
should add it up.
Hannah added one today, didn't she, to her list, so she's probably trying to get her nose in front of Xavier. Now here's Luke Greenbank. I say I've got a lot of time for, and I think he's a very, very talented swimmer, and maybe one of the swimmers who doesn't actually appreciate how talented they are, and sometimes there's a little prod or a push in the right direction.
Yeah, he's moved and obviously under the coaching control of Mel Marshall now at Loughborough. We keep saying who's with who and we get a little bit confused, but yeah, Luke is definitely with Mel, and if anyone can do the job with him, it's definitely Mel. I think she's such an incredible coach, and obviously what she's done with Adam Peaty, but hopefully with Luke as well, we'll see him have that breakout swim at the Commonwealth Games.
He's at a very important stage of his career. He's, 21 this year, and you think, well, if it doesn't happen for him this year, it may not happen at all.
Yeah, boys can be obviously a lot older than the girls. Traditionally, you would associate kind of being in your teens for the girls, but yeah, I think Luke's one of those that I think he's definitely more than capable of it. maybe it's just about belief.
Well, let's see where he's got the belief here. He'll be going in lane number 5. Don't get too worried, Luke, about Christian Diener, because I think just in terms of pedigree, he's likely to go on and win this. But it's all about who's going to be the British national champion as far as it going forward from a GB point of view in 2018 is concerned. Some good swimmers in here, though. Some up-and-coming swimmers who will definitely be pushing him for that title. Scholes of City of Peterborough, one of the juniors, who will be trying to aim for that junior qualification time. Andreas Wiesner of Germany, Brodie Williams of Millfield, Christian Diener of Germany, Luke Greenbank, Loughborough, Xavier Castelli of City of Cardiff, Newcastle's Nick Pyle, the other junior in the field, and Elliot Clogg of Loughborough University. It's pretty even after the first 50, and just there first, Brodie Williams ahead of Christian Diener with Nick Pyle in 3rd place.
I think the German skills here, we're seeing exactly what Lizzie Simmons did on that underwater phase, that Christian just comes right through on those turns. So I'm pretty sure the lead might change down that second 100, but Brodie, he is rested for this meet. He is fully tapered, and he'll be wanting to take that British title for sure.
Well, he's certainly there or thereabouts. In fact, he's not just there or thereabouts. He's at the front of the field after 100, 58.21. Christian Diener is about 6/10 behind him. Luke Greenbank, a whole 10th behind him, but it's very, very tough. Look at them, they're concertinaing now, right across the pool, 8-7, 6-5, 4-3.
Yeah, Brodie looks really in control here, though. Well, he's having a great swim.
He is. Diener to his right-hand side as he goes down the pool there. So he's just about holding on, but this is going to be a real sprint. It's almost going to be a 50 metres backstroke here, because they're pretty much all in line, like they're starting all over again.
Yeah, Christian had a fantastic turn there. He's probably the more experienced swimmer, and obviously the one we expect to win, and we see him coming through now and just overtaking Brodie, but it's getting close because Luke Greenbank's coming back as well.
Yeah, Luke Greenbank is coming back, and also alongside him, Xavier Castelli. And what a finish this is going to be with the front 4. German's going to take it. Who's the first of the Brits, though? Can't call this yet. Can now. Brodie Williams gets there in a 2:00.29. 3rd place going to Luke Greenbank. Nick Pyle outside the qualification time, and also Jamie Scholes as well. They don't get the junior qualification time for the Europeans in Finland. But Christian Diener did win it, as we suspected, but not quite as easily as we thought he might.
No, definitely not. A lot of tactics came into play there, but great swim from Brodie as well, and he must be over the moon to be British champion. Christian will obviously still get the prize money, but Brodie will be at the top of that podium tonight. He's definitely got to be pleased with that swim, hasn't he?
Brodie Williams from Luke Greenbank and Xavier Castelli in terms of the 1, 2, 3 from a British point of view. Welcome to, if you have just joined us, on YouTube, Facebook and BBC Sport Online and Connected TV. We are going to see a medal saver that we kind of expected, really. Certainly the man on the top of the platform. It would have been a massive surprise if the man would think probably about the 15 top times in the 100 breaststroke worldwide was not on top of the podium. Would have been
a shocker, wouldn't it?
Yes.
No, Adam Swim, what a fantastic performance from him, getting a 58 at this time. When he's still in heavy training. I was so interested to hear about his no meat when he starts his taper. He really leans down, and that's the way he does it, by just
what does he eat outside of meat?
I think he still eats fish.
Okay.
Well, I saw him eating a tuna sandwich yesterday, so I know he eats fish for sure. So he totally cuts meat, he cuts out all the saturated fat, and that's how he leans down for a competition. And he's spoken about all these 1% gains that he does, and it's certainly one that works for Adam.
Well, Ross Murdoch's obviously looking at the longer distance, looking at the 200 metres breaststroke for the Commonwealth Games, representing Scotland in 4 weeks' time. But picks up the bronze medal in the 100. He's, of course, the British record holder in the 200. James Wilby actually went slower in the final, surprising. I thought he might break the 1 minute barrier tonight. Actually went 5 100 slower.
I know, but it's not much, is it, Bob?
Now, looking at the FINA points, which to many of you won't mean anything, but it's kind of the points as opposed to the world ranking, or connected with the world ranking. 918 for Adam Peaty. I think that probably puts him in terms of the best swimmer of the week.
Yeah, so far. He's got the 50 breast tomorrow, so I'm sure he'll be close to that.
Well, let's hear from Adam.
Congratulations, Adam. One in front of a British crowd before you head out to the Gold Coast. Must be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, preparation's going well now, so yeah, we'll see what I've got in Commonwealths, but, you know, it's all about racing tonight, obviously racing these guys, you know, getting very, very fast, so see how many medals we can get as a whole Britain, really, in Commonwealths.
Absolutely. I mean, you've had success at sort of every level. Do you still get nervous before you come out to race?
A little bit, you know, obviously when you get guys on your toes, it's a little bit harder, but, you know, it doesn't change, you know, a race is a race for me. It's been the same since I was a 14-year-old kid, so, you know, any 14-year-old kids out there racing, you know, just go for it, honestly, and, you know, I do exactly the same thing I was doing back then. Just go, give you everything you've got, and, you know, when you get out of the water, leave nothing behind. And that counts in heats and finals, you know, I take it easy in the heats guy, I go in the heats and then go in the finals again, because I truly believe once you get to Olympics, you can't afford to go easy in the heats, you know, you will just be beaten out of the race. So, yeah, it's all about mental toughness and, yeah, being fastest.
Look, great advice there for some young swimmers. Look, congratulations, British champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Adam Peaty!
And do you know what? That's been a big seed change that I've noticed in British swimming in recent years, is that kind of attitude. Not people going, oh, well, I can get through a heat because I'm quicker than everybody else and I'll do it in the semi-final. It's a case of, no, go hard, go now, because you might find somebody who has a really fantastic swimmer you're not expecting, and you end up ninth.
Yeah, and I think if anyone could take it easy through the rounds, it is Adam Peaty, funnily enough. But, yeah, I love Adam's attitude, and he's done that from day one, to be honest with you. And it's just worked for him. And he's so right when he's talking about these junior swimmers up and coming, and he's so good at that. He just wants to pass on so much knowledge, and he always passes on advice to the youngsters, and hopefully they're taking it on board.
Yeah, I hope so. And equally important, I think, in terms of being a role model, is somebody we're going to see get the gold medal here. And we're talking about longevity as well with Lizzie Simmons, because she's been through a lot of really hard times, been through clubs. So there would have been, I'm sure, times when she thought about giving up, as we'll see there. By the way, Jessica Fuller-Love picking up the bronze medal for the University of Bath, and Kathleen Dawson next with the silver medal for the University of Stirling. But just talking about Lizzie, again, you know, she's another person who's trying to put a bit back into the sport as well, just saying, I've done it, you can do it too.
Yeah, Lizzie's had a tough ride. I mean, she had funding cuts and she was kind of felt that she was being pushed out of the sport almost, but it's great to see her back on form this meet and going into that Commonwealth Games where hopefully she can be back on that podium just like she did in Delhi in 2010.
And it's a Lizzie double as well. Let's hear what she has to say about it with John.
Congratulations, Lizzie. Second gold of the weekend. You must be over the moon with that.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with the second win here. Good solid swim tonight, good race from the girls, and yeah, setting us up well for the Gold Coast.
You know, it's always a pleasure to watch you in the pool. You've been swimming for so long. You posted social media last night, 12th time British champion. Do you ever does it ever sort of lose its excitement?
13 now.
13 now, exactly. I can't do maths.
No, it's always great to be British champ, to be standing on top of the podium. So, yeah, I'm really happy with tonight's swim, and hopefully can put that into something special on the Gold Coast.
Absolutely, it set you in good stead for that. Look, congratulations once again, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Lizzie Simmons.
200 backstroke we saw from the men, and she's done the double in the 100 and the 200 as Lizzie Simmons with that time of 1:00.65. And, well, not quite on Adam Peaty's FINA points tally. 880, though, it's a pretty good return. You see anybody going to the 900s, you know, it's pretty decent. Adam Peaty is there yet again. And we'll see what he does in fall. I'm intrigued to know what he's going to do in 4 weeks' time. I think, we can anticipate something special, can't we?
I think always. If Adam Peaty's involved, always associate it with being incredible.
Yep, incredible. Sometimes you think incredible, even incredible won't do as far as he's concerned. Gold Coast in 4 weeks' time. Commonwealth Games, looking forward to that very much indeed. Right. For those who weren't with us this morning, I may be repeating what I said, but I think it's worth emphasising. Go back 5, 6, 7 years, the women's 200 metres breaststroke was probably, in the women's programme in this country, the weakest event we had. We didn't really have anybody on a world stage. Nobody could make world finals anyway. All of a sudden, we had 2 people make Olympic finals last time.
I say it's not the case anymore. Definitely not. And it's amazing to see how much depth we've got across the board. And I mean, Loughborough is turning into a breaststroke centre.
First off, the junior final. Oh, I'm not sure for the time yet.
It is a 20
past 6.
2:32.50.
Okay. That's a pretty quick time, to be honest. Tatiana Bolonogov of Guildford in 1. Hannah Sheehan of Wigan goes in 2. Yvonne Brown of East Kilbride 3. Katie Robertson of South Ayrshire in 4. Ankharad Evans of Ellesmere goes in 5. Amelia Monaghan of City of Peterborough 6. Rebecca Clines of City of Leeds in 7. And 14-year-old Caris O'Reilly of City of Leicester in lane 3. So once again, we're giving a big up to the 14-year-olds.
Definitely, but Katie's had a fantastic start there. I love watching the 200 breaststrokes. The stroke is so different from the 100 metres. As we've seen with Adam, it can be quite, it's a lot quicker, it's a lot faster pace. It can be a bit more snatchy. I use the word the snatch on the water, whereas over the 200 metres, it's all about that glide. And you almost think, how are they not stopping? How is that faster? But that is just the stroke for the 200 metres, and it is always long and smooth, just looks so relaxed, so controlled, so effortless, and Katie's certainly doing that.
Absolutely. If you can try that with a couple of the other swimmers, you can see a bit more snatchy. Arms not going all the way out, going maybe halfway out before they come. She has got the full extension on that.
Yeah, she definitely has. And that's why I love watching Molly Renshaw race and Chloe Tutton, because they're so long and so smooth. And I think with breaststroke, you've got to almost make it look easy. And if you're doing that, I think you're doing it right.
Oh, you don't want to turn it into a washing machine. And the hands start going round instead of going forward. It was the old, what they call snatching the water, grabbing the water, where you're supposed to go through it, not pull it.
Yeah, definitely. And Katie's just getting further and further from the rest of the field here. I mean, down in lane 1, slightly coming back now, but I can't see anyone chasing Katie here.
No, 2:36.07 was her heat time from this morning. Well, maybe with a 1:51. She should be able to convert this, she's not, to a 2:32 for 1:51.
Well, I'm not sure on her personal best time, but she's having a phenomenal race here. Just so smooth. It's one of those that she's not dying off at all. She looks absolutely fantastic, really controlled, pulling away even further from the rest of the field here.
Best time is 2:31. So let's see what she can do with this one. Well, you're right, absolutely right. Nobody's going to get anywhere near her. Her only adversary, her only thing that she's battling is the clock. 2:32.50. Oh, she's going to be right on it, and in fact, inside it. 2:32.05. Katie Robertson, add your name to the list for the European Junior Championships in Finland in the summer. Excellent swim. New youth record for the meet. 2:32.05. Tatiana Bolonogov in 2nd place and Yvonne Brown in 3rd.
Fantastic swim from her. I mean, it was controlled right from the start. She had a brilliant start, an amazing technique. We have still got another 2 juniors going in this B final, Lily Brooker and Charlotte Riggs, so they could possibly still get those times as well, but a fantastic swim from Katie. She's got to be over the moon with that. And
another case of a front runner who decides to take the race on from the offset. Not wait and see what everybody else does, but impose themselves on a race.
Well, if she's got a personal best time of a 2:31, then she knows she was capable of that, and she probably should have been the fastest. I'm sure she had the fastest PB going into that. She was the fastest qualifier, so credit to her for just taking that on board and exactly doing what Adam Peaty's just told her to do.
Maybe she heard it.
She listened.
She heard him. As she was waiting out the back, waiting in the call room, she thought, Adam Peaty, I should take that to heart. And then she went and she did it. It'll be great to see 2. And again, just underlining how our women's breaststroke is coming through in leaps and bounds. It really is.
Yeah, it's amazing to see some of the medley girls stepping in to do this. I mean, Hannah, she's so strong over this event, even though it's not her main event. We've got Amy Wilmot going in here, Abby Wood as well, both 400 IM specialists, but both taking their hand to the 200 metres breaststroke.
Give you the full lineup then, and I'll tell you the juniors are. First of them is in lane 1, Lily Booker of City of Bristol. Cara Hanlon of Edinburgh in 2. Amy Wilmot of the University of Stirling in 3. Abby Wood, the aforementioned, from Loughborough in 4. Corrie Scott, whose pool this is, or trains in this pool, from Edinburgh University in 5. Charlotte Rigg of City of Birmingham in 6. Orla Adams of Aberdeen Performance in 7. And Amy Bell of the City of Sheffield. Just a reminder again, 2:32.50 for the juniors. In terms of qualifications, we have 1 through already with Katie Robertson. It'd be lovely to send, well, maybe 3 from this event. Who knows, as it's now become from our weakest event to one of our strongest events in women's swimming in Great Britain.
Yeah, we've also got Jocelyn, who trains under Ian Hume as well. Who didn't quite make it to this meet due to the snow, but she is going to the Commonwealth Games. So we have got so much depth here across the board. But in this one, it's about the IM girls.
It is, and my eyes are drawn straight away to lane 5, to Corrie Scott of Edinburgh. Again, she will know this pool very well. Let's see what she can do over the first 50. Well, I think she's going to be there or thereabouts, probably the leader when the touch comes. Corrie Scott is there first, Cara Hanlon is second, and Abby Wood is in third place. First 50 of the 200 completed.
Yeah, well, I found out this morning because Abby's time was wrong on the start list this morning. She was down as a 2:14, which would have been a huge world record, but Abby's personal best time is a 2:26, so someone tweeted us, so thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed for that information, very important. And I did get the chance, by the way, on the backstroke to say hello Exeter City, because we mentioned Liam Tancock a lot, and I'm trying to get a pound for every time I mention Liam Tancock in commentary this week. And Exeter City say, if you mention us as well, we might pay you for it.
I was going to say, who else were you expecting the money from? I'm not paying you, Bob. I'm already giving you lifts and buying you coffees.
You're too rich as it is. Your money goes elsewhere.
Hardly.
200 breaststroke B final, and this is how this one is looking at this stage. Lanes 4 and 5 side by side. That is Abby Wood and Corrie Scott, Loughborough and Edinburgh, and these two will not be parted at the moment. They will not be separated. They're going kind of alternate strokes. One goes up, one goes down, but they're going to come into the wall pretty much at the same time with 50 meters to go. Look at the turn. How much is there between them? There are 5 100ths between them with 50 to go. Corrie Scott, furthest away from our camera, closest to us. It is Abby Wood, and there might well be another one joining the party in the shape of Cara Hanlon coming through in 2. She's got a lot to do to catch those two. It should be about the centre lanes, but Cara Hanlon fancies her chances certainly of overhauling Amy Wilmot. Amy Wilmot's not in the picture in terms of winning this one, though she is coming back quite strongly, giving herself a bit too much to do. Abby Wood and Corrie Scott. Who's going to get the touch? It's probably nearest to us. Abby Wood will come through and touch now in 2:29.74. Sub 2:30 is not shabby. Second is Corrie Scott with a 2:34.0, and Orla Adams with a 2:30.70. So in the end, there was only 1 second between 1 to 3, but Abby Wood going sub 2:30.
Yeah, unfortunately the junior girls didn't quite make the qualifying time there, but it was great to see Abby Wood swim so fantastic there. I mean, we knew she wasn't going to die back down that last 50, did we? Being a 400 IM girl, we know she's got the endurance, and she just swam that so perfectly. Tactics, everything came into play there, and what a great place to be in 5 weeks out from the Commonwealth Games.
Final coming up next, which will contain 3 Spaniards. Possibility of a 1-2 here for Spain, unless Katie Matz can change all that. Or Molly Renshaw, of course, who goes in lane 2 with a 2:29 this morning. It's Jessica Vowell with a 2:27. This will be the open final for the 200 meters breaststroke. Still to come, by the way, in the program. After this is done, we will move on to the 50 meters freestyle for men and the skins off the back of that. Women's 50 meters butterfly, and off the back of that event we'll have the women's skins version. And to finish off the program before we get to the mixed relay, by the way, in terms of the individual event, will be the men's 800 meters freestyle. There'll only be 7 going in that final. 1 from Germany, 2 from Spain, and there will be 4 from Great Britain. Final of the 200 meters breaststroke for women. Evelyn Alvarez, Spain in 1. 2 is Molly Renshaw, and there she is of Loughborough University. Can go considerably quicker than 2:29, which was her time this morning. Katie Matz did 2:29 as well. She's in lane 3. There's Chloe Tutton. 2 of our top breaststrokers in this field. Molly in 2 and Chloe in 6. There's Katie Matz, who'll consider herself in that field as well with a 2:29 this morning. And now we come through to the Spaniards. Marina Garcia of Spain in 5. And the fastest qualifier from this morning is Jessica Vowell. Remember, they can pick up the prize money here, but they cannot win the event. This is strictly for the Brits in terms of the medals, but the money can go and does go to the overseas swimmers. Right, who are you going to make a call on this one? This is quite a tight one. Let's take the Spaniards out of it in terms of the top Brit.
It's going to be a really, really close one. I mean, Katie will probably be the most rested out of the bunch, but I wouldn't rule out Molly or Chloe. It's going to be tough because Molly and Chloe aren't next to each other, so I wonder how much, well, they won't be able to see each other because their eyes should be facing forward, but I'm going to say Chloe.
Okay. Yeah, she looked good this morning.
She
Looked
did
very
look
good.
really good.
Hannah Miley closest to our picture in lane number 8. Already with a red face. Before she even starts. Anybody who's watched Hannah over the years will know that's customary. It's nothing to worry about. That's what she looks like when she swims. Alvarez in 1 for Spain. 2 is Molly Renshaw from Loughborough. 3, Katie Matt of Stockport. Then 2 more Spaniards, Jessica Val and Marina Garcia. Chloe Tutton in 6. Georgia Coates in 7. Hannah Miley of Aberdeen. Performance these days going in lane number 8. So we'll look across the pool. We'll see Chloe Tutton's had a really good start in lane 6.
Chloe had a fantastic start there. I think Chloe's been doing some of her training in Bath, and we know that they are really, really good. Dave McNulty is very big on skills. We see that from Siobhan Marie O'Connor, so not surprising, but Chloe is definitely taking this race out.
Yeah, and she's already opened up a bit of an advantage. A couple of tenths of a second, actually a bit more than that, as she comes back off the pad. And she is really going for this. This is not holding back at all. Remember, she's got the Gold Coast to think about.
Well, keep your eyes on Molly down in lane 2 in that black hat, as Molly always comes back strong. So definitely don't rule her out.
Well, we've already seen a sub-2:30 swim. I think we might see more than one in this field from the Brits. We're certainly going to see it if she keeps going at this pace with Chloe Tutton. Let's look at the split at 100, 68.5. That's actually 100 time, isn't it?
That is really good. Yeah, Chloe looks in incredible shape here. Hopefully she can keep this pace up, and Molly will start to come back a little bit. We will see that, but it's going to be a tough one to catch Chloe here.
Well, she is doing that, though. Molly Renshaw, bottom of your picture. Chloe at the top of your picture. 2 Brits, 1 and 2. Spaniards in the centre having their own little battle, but Chloe Tutton is absolutely flying here. This is a terrific swim by Chloe Tutton, who is not holding back. She is going for broke in. This is going to be a good time. Molly Renshaw trying to respond. 1:46.23. Right, this is going to be quick.
Well, there's still a second and a half separating her and Molly, but we know Molly comes back strong. But hopefully Chloe can back this performance up. I mean, she won't be rested for this, so she is in tough training, so it is going to hurt. But we see the Spanish girl in lane 4 coming through now as well. It's going to be really close.
Well, I think you made a good call, providing, of course, that Chloe Tutton can hold on. Jessica Val doesn't want to be beaten here, and probably just tying up a little bit is Chloe Tutton as Jessica Val finds a second win. Chloe is going to get overhauled by the Spaniard in the last few meters, 2:24.92, but that's still a very quick time from Chloe Tutton, 2:25.69. My, that's impressive, even though I think she was running out of gas and running out of juice at the end. 2:25.69 for second place. Molly with a 2:26. 2:25, 2:26. Those are times we would not be seeing from our British swimmers 7 or 8 years ago.
Definitely not, no. And for Chloe to be crowned British champion, she'll be over the moon with that. I mean, she isn't rested for this, so I'm not surprised she did tighten up down that last 50 metres. We certainly won't see that at the Commonwealth Games, hopefully. But a fantastic swim from Molly as well. You definitely shouldn't have ruled her out. So, yeah, incredible. And probably as expected as well coming into this.
That is a meet record as well for the Spaniard. Jessica Val with that 2:24.92, best we've ever seen at the Edinburgh International. Well done to her. And I felt your cries of pain there as Chloe got overrun.
It just looks so painful when you kind of run out on breaststroke, isn't it? They look like they're going up and down rather than forward. So yeah, that looks slightly painful, but I'm pretty sure that she'll be over the moon with that time, especially going into the Commonwealth Games. And Chloe had a really tough year last year, just missing out on that World Championships, but not due to her performance, just a case of that we've got so many Brits that we can only take 2 per nation. So fingers crossed, we could possibly see a 1, 2, 3 at the Commonwealth Games of that.
Yeah, we look forward to that. So it's about a month away or so. And you'll be covering that for the BBC, will you not?
I will be, but not from the sunny Gold Coast, Bob.
No.
Unfortunately, some of us will be doing it from Salford.
It's just as sunny there.
Is it?
Oh, the climate.
I live in Manchester, and it certainly
The
isn't.
climate's wonderful in Salford. All those people walking around with suntans. Brilliant.
Really?
Yeah. We've got a change in the lane order here. We've got a change in terms of swimmers. We've got Hamish Skillman of Millfield will go in lane 4. So no Daniel Jones of Swansea. He's pulled out. Everybody else where they should be. So Hamish Skillman comes in lane number 4. The rest are the same. So I'll give you those.
We should say that this is just a final, and then there is no skins for the junior guys. It's just for the seniors.
There will be, of course, a junior qualification time, though, for the 50 free.
There is, which is a 22:93.
That's what they're looking for the junior final.
I think Lewis could get that in the open final.
Lewis Fraser possibly, yeah.
No, Lewis Burrows in the open final.
Ah, okay.
He went 22:95 this morning, so it's just shy of that, but I think he's more than capable.
All right, Daniel Savage in 1, Benjamin Martin 2, Rafael Miroslav of Germany in 3, Hamish Skillman, the new lane 4 occupant, Lewis Fraser in 5 for Swansea, Joseph Page, Haventon Waterlooville in 6, Ewan Smith of Woking 7, Harry Stacey of Aberdeen. So 5 and 6 at the moment at the front of the field. That will be Lewis Fraser and Joseph Page. It can change a lot over the last few metres, so it is going to be lane number 5 is going to take it. Lewis Fraser in a 23.26. That's considerably quicker than he went this morning. Second is Joseph Page at 23.51, and Daniel Savage finishing third, 23.71, the junior final of the 50 freestyle.
I love watching the 50 free. It's just a splash and dash, isn't it? Wish my race lasted 23 seconds.
It was more like, well, 1500 was obviously considerably longer than that, wasn't it? What was it, 17 minutes, 16, 17 minutes?
I can't even remember. Too long.
You don't care now, do you?
No.
That's ancient history. Put it behind you.
Definitely not.
But you're glad you retired before the 1500 came into the Olympics there.
Gosh, yes.
Obviously, that's part of the programme in 2.5 years' time. 1500 for women and the 800 for men, introduced in Tokyo in 2020. Right,
well, we saw Emily earlier doing an absolutely smashing time in that swim-off, so I wonder what she's going to do here.
Well, let's find out, shall we? To add Emily Hames to my list, because she's not on my original sheet, so we had the swim-off right at the beginning of the programme. Yeah, again, yeah, it's one of the big mysteries for me with swimming, always has been, that somebody can swim so much quicker in a swim-off than they do in the original heat, but there you go. Well, do it the first time round. You have to go through that again.
Very true.
Sophie Freeman of Colchester in 1, Jasmine McRae of Poole in 2, Kiana McInnes of Heart of Midlothian in 3, Emily Large 4, Newcastle 5, Sophie Yendel of City of Derby, Pia Murray of Ellesmere in 6, Yenka Yong of Netherlands in 7, and Emily Hames in lane number 8. And by the way, in case you missed it, we haven't got the 50 metres freestyle for men yet. That'll be coming up next, the senior, and then the women's 50-metre butterfly senior final. But in the junior final, lane number 5 looking pretty good. In fact, all those on the far side of the pool are looking pretty good. And this is going to be a mighty, mighty tight finish. 5 seems to have it for me. 5 has it for her too. 27.43 for Sophie Yendel of the City of Derby.
Sorry, elbowed you there. Didn't mean to do that.
Get a bit aggressive there, Adlington.
I didn't mean to do that.
See another side to you. So Sophie with a Meet Youth record for Edinburgh. That 27.43. With my boxing gloves tomorrow.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I just got too excited for these skins, Bob, because I think we're going to absolutely smash it tonight.
We are, or they are?
Well, we are.
Okay.
Forget the swimmers. We have to commentate on it. But no, so the 50 metres freestyle, it will be the British Championships. It will be the title, the overall. So it is a case of that this is the final, so don't panic. So the winner is crowned with the winner, and yay. But then they have 90 seconds to get back behind the block to go through a round. There's 5 rounds, so 2 swimmers go on the first round, 2 again on the second round, and then 1 and 1 before they end up head-to-head. But there is a medal ceremony.
But I would say, before that excitement, you've got them worked up. But you've got them worked up into a lather now.
No, I'm letting them process the information.
Oh, okay, right.
You process that.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying to remain calm after all that provocation, quite frankly. Turn and backstroke presentation for the men, won by the German Christian Diener. You will not see him in the picture because he's the international swimmer. He'll get the prize money. But Brodie Williams will get the national title from Millfield School with a 2:00.29. Only won it in the end by 8/100ths of a second in terms of the Brits. Third place to Xavier Castelli of Cardiff. That's his second medal of the day. Adding to his collection. And now we'll look at Luke Greenbank, who again, of course, is preparing for the Gold Coast. Got a look of Ed Sheeran about him at the moment, hasn't he?
Maybe he'll get his guitar out and start singing for us.
Luke Greenbank in second, and here is our national champion. 17 years of age, actually 18 years of age now. Brodie Williams from Millfield School with 2:00.29 is our national champion for 2018. And let's hear what he has to say about his first national title.
Congratulations, Brodie, British champion. You must be buzzing with this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy to get that. Obviously, it was a hard race, but pretty happy to come away with the title.
It was an incredible race to watch, and that's the last sort of men's backstroke for the weekend. How are you going to celebrate?
I can't really celebrate that much. I got the 400 IM tomorrow, but obviously get ready for that, and yeah.
Then after that?
And then after that, maybe have a little time off and then get ready for the next meet.
Why not treat yourself to a bit of relaxation? Well done, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up!
For Brodie Williams. Should I finish the sentence? Right,
Oh, I'm off, Bob. You've set me off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Right, on to the...
Pull yourself together, Bob. Come on. Do you want me to do it?
No, I'm all right, I'm all right. 200 breaststroke presentation was won by the Spaniard Jessica Val. Maria Garcia was in the mix as well, but Katie Matz will get the bronze medal. Molly Renshaw will get the silver, finishing in a 2:26.11. What a great time from her, but an even better time, and looked like she might go on to win it at one stage. But just overhauled in the final few minutes and final few meters. Chloe Tutton, 2:25.69 was her time, but that's a great indication of where she is for a month's time. And we will hear what the City of Cardiff swimmer has to say about it.
Congratulations, Chloe. Second time on top of the podium. You must be over the moon.
Thank you, yeah. Definitely over the moon with that.
I mean, it was an amazing swim, a really strong back end and such a tight race. What was your strategy sort of heading into that one?
I don't really have a strategy, just to go out hard and hold on. So I'm practicing different ways how to swim it, because I always just go with it, so yeah.
Well, it seemed to work. You got a lot of fans in tonight. Anything you want to say to them?
Thanks for supporting.
Nice. Look, congratulations. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chloe Tutton!
Oh, what a fantastic swim from Chloe that was. I'm sure she'll be disappointed to just get a touch out, but a fantastic time. She'll be over the moon with that. Give her so much confidence. This time of year, going to 2:24. It's just fantastic.
Oh, it's brilliant. Really good.
Well, 2:25, sorry.
Yeah, well, that's a brilliant time to work on for 4 weeks' time. And if she gets down to the 2:22s that we know she's capable of doing, and that could well be a gold medal swim in a month's time at the Gold Coast. Right.
Can I get excited for the skins now?
You can get as excited as you like. You can go for broke on this one.
Yeah. Well, I'm really interested to see how this one plays out, because obviously Lewis Burrows down there in lane 6 has had a fantastic week. Our junior boy, hopefully we'll get that qualifying time, but he is already on the team, so I'm sure they'll let him swim it. But David Cumberledge looks absolutely so in control this morning, so can't see quite past him, but it'll be interesting. So they will swim their final, and then they'll go on to their 5 rounds of skins, where 2 people are eliminated in the first round, another 2 before 1-on-1, and then they end up head-to-head at the end.
Brilliant. That's 3 nights running. You've absolutely nailed that. Terrific. You've done the explanation perfectly. The problem is then we ruin it by not being able to explain it when it comes later on. But at the moment, that's a wonderful template for what we're about to see.
Well, last night threw us because 3 people all got exactly the same time and we didn't know what was happening. But hopefully that won't be tonight.
And then they put somebody in lane 1 who should have been in lane 1, which threw us even more.
Yeah, that is not going to happen. No. So the men will go, then the women will swim. They'll get 90 seconds in between. But it is all about those reactions on the next round, because they don't actually get a proper take your marks. They just get a whistle.
But it will be the real final of the men's 50 freestyle, and there will be the real women's 50 meters butterflies. What follows after that is the skins. Now remember, bottom 2 in both finals get eliminated straight away, so we'll be down to 6 for the skins after this final for the men, and same for the women.
Yeah, let me just remind you of that time that Lewis is after. It's a 22.93. I mean, he is on the team already, but of course he'll want to try and get that qualifying time just to secure it.
He shall. The record for Britain is held by Ben Proud, set at the World Championships last year of 21.32, and he's kind of eaten away at Mark Foster's record. Mark held that for so many years, and then Ben Proud came on the scene and has taken it down to 21.32.
Absolutely smashed it.
So here's your lineup for the 50 freestyle for men. Federico Badiso of Mount Kelly, Jack Thorpe of Edinburgh, Thomas Fannon of Plymouth Leander, David Cumberledge, who was fastest this morning from Edinburgh, in 4, Callum Bain of Ireland in 5, Lewis Burrows, as we mentioned, the only junior, well, 2 juniors actually in this race. Federico Badiso is also a junior, he goes in lane 1. 7 is Scott McClay of University of Stirling, and Mars Monroe of Bath University in lane 8. So Lewis, well, we've heard the big build-up. Of course, we were hearing earlier in the programme, trains in Dubai, affiliated to the Southport Club. 22.95 in the heats this morning. David Cumberledge was very impressive with that 22.78. See if he can back it up. See if he can go maybe a little bit better. 50 meters freestyle, we'll lose 2 for the skins, but obviously the more immediate thing is who can win and get a top 3 place. We don't have too many overseas swimmers in this, just the one. Callum Bain in lane number 5. Who is the fastest Briton in terms of swimming? Look at lane 4. David Cumberledge has had another great start, but being flanked by Callum Bain. We wait for the move from Lewis Burrows. It's coming in lane 6. Also in 7, Scott McClay. This will be a very, very, very tight finish. It's going to be right on the nod. It's going to be lane 4 is going to get it. David Cumberledge with a 22.28. Taken off half a second from this morning. Now, how did Lewis do? 22.79. He's done it again.
Absolutely fantastic there. Lewis will be over the moon with that and to be on that podium once again. But David will be obviously crowned British champion. Ben Proud not here due to training in Turkey, so I'm sure Ben is watching. All eyes open on especially some of these juniors coming through.
Lewis Burrows getting well inside the qualification time. He's already going anyway, but yes, the fact he's now confirmed his spot with that as well. So we lose lane 1. We lose Federico Badiso for the skins.
And we also lose Miles down in lane 8 as well, so it's the outside ones. Nice and easy for us, Bob.
1 and 8 gone. So 2 to 7 remain. Be nice if it was as straightforward as that with the women. Probably won't be quite as, because you women are never as straightforward as that, are you?
Careful, careful.
Well, you've hit me once, so I'm going to get my own back.
I didn't mean to.
Here comes the skins event. Emily Horn, City of Glasgow 1, Laura Stevens, Plymouth 2, Mona McSharry of Ireland 3, Alice Thomas of Swansea 4, Harriet Jones, Cardiff 5, Alexandra Venk, Germany in 6, Stefania Nunes of Netherlands in 7, Anna Detterley of Germany in lane number 8. We seem to have partially dropped our swimmer in lane 2. That's Laura Stevens, but everybody else in the mix. Look at the far side. Look at lane 8, and the German is really going strongly. But they're coming back at her in the centre lane. It's either 5 or 4 or 3, and it's going to be 5 with Harriet Jones, 26.99. Alice Thomas getting edged out by 3/100ths of a second by Harriet Jones, the City of Cardiff swimmer. And third is Mona McSharry of Ireland, 26.99 for Harriet Jones.
Well, we lose Laura Stevens.
Well, no, we've got joint 6th there, so we got confusion again.
Oh gosh.
So
I think this happened last night, wasn't it? So they just left all 8 in last night. So let's see if they'll do that tonight.
Or will they take 3 out? They might take 3 out because there's 3.
We're waiting to hear from our wonderful producer, John.
Yeah, he is wonderful. Not listening to us, but he is wonderful. He doesn't know. He's shaking his head. Something he doesn't know. Well, we're 3.5 days in and he doesn't know it.
Well, if there was anything we're to not know, it's definitely involving the skins.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll wait because we obviously got a little wait before we get to the women's event. We know.
So there's the whistle. Now they do not get a take your mark, so they just have to get ready and then they'll hear a beep. So it's whoever reacts the quickest.
Well, let's see what the reaction time is on this. I'm being intrigued. Anybody?
Oh, a bit of a slow one there.
Yeah, 1 second exactly with Tom Fanning.
Fanning.
Well, he was fanning on the block, basically. David Cumberledge, though, right back into his stroke in lane number 4.
This is hard for the sprinters.
Well, they're not going flat out, but Cumberledge is still the best in there. Look at that. Cumberledge is going to touch first. Second is going to be Jack Thorpe. Fannin, not surprisingly, is the slowest.
Yeah, so we lose Thomas Fannin and we also lose Callum Bain as well. So those 2 are out. Bye-bye.
So 4 and 5 go. So we're left with 2.
No. David's in.
Oh.
So it's Callum
yes,
and Thomas.
5 and
3 and 5.
3 and 5. Yeah. 8.
David won it.
8. Yes. Okay. Don't count that much. Right. So David Cumberledge was our winner in that one. Now, what do we decide on the women's? Have we decided anything on the women's yet?
Well, I could see them all waiting behind the block.
So maybe they're all going to go.
Oh, lane 2, I don't think is there.
Maybe she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, lane 2. No, sorry, lane 7. Lane 7 isn't there, but she might be resting. We'll give a chance, but I can't see a lane 7.
Trefania Nunez of the Netherlands. She's not up on the board, so she's gone.
So she's gone. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got 7. We've lost the 1. Lost the 1.
So did 2 still go on this round or 3?
Well, we'll find out in just a moment. Let's see who wins it first, and then we can. 3 should go, I'm told, on this one. So that's how the system operates. Lane number 4, Alice Thomas, who didn't win the final, is trying to win the first of the skins races. And, well, they're all pretty much in a line. This is going to be a difficult one to sort out. We may well lose 3 here. And Alice Thomas is going to win this one. This is fairly straightforward this time. 1 and 8 are going to go.
Well, no, we lose 3. So also we lose Harriet Jones as well.
In 5th place. So 5 guns.
Yeah, so
5, 1 and 8.
Harriet, Emily and Anna are gone.
Right.
But Harriet did win.
Leaves us 3.
She is British champion.
4 and 6 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So 2, 3, 4 and 6 remain. So for the men's 50 meters freestyle, we have 2, 4, 6 and 7, I believe.
Correct.
Get good at this now. Taking me a while, but kind of getting there in small tentative steps. Bit like your youngster, small tentative steps in this.
What, like a 2-year-old?
Yeah, a bit like
so
a 2-year-old.
you're like a 2-year-old.
I've got the mental age of a 2-year-old. Jack Thorpe.
So only 1 swimmer goes this time.
David Cumberledge, Lewis Burris and Scott McLean. And they are the 4 that make it through to this stage. And we will lose just 1 this time.
Just 1.
Just 1 will go this time in the skins. Now, Cumberledge took it fairly easy last time round. It's not flat out, of course, but he's still the best that there is, even when he's not going flat out. Lewis Burris on the far side, and Scott McLean as well.
Looks like Scott's, at the minute, coming for.
Yeah, it looks like Jack Thorpe's going to miss out, doesn't it? Or is he?
It's pretty close.
It's very tight. And it is, Scott. You're right, Scott McLean, who will depart the scene, which leaves us with 3. And David Cumberledge is winning all of these, even though he's not flat out. Lane 7 goes. And we remain with 3 for the next round. And then one will be eliminated, and we're going to head-to-head for the title.
So we are left with 2, 3, 4 and 6. You got that right, Bob?
Have.
Perfect.
Amazing.
So 1 again goes in this round.
So Laura Stevens, Mona McSharry, Alice Thomas and Alexandra Wenck remain. 1 from Ireland, 1 from Germany and 2 from Great Britain. Alice Thomas in the mix still.
Well, there's that whistle. So they don't get a start, so they've just got to react to the beep.
Got to be ready. Yeah, they were all pretty much ready this time, and all got a fairly even split. In fact, you know what? They're split by 0.07, so they all pretty much went off the block at exactly the same time. Alice Thomas is determined. If she didn't win the major race, she wants to win the skins. It's pretty obvious. She's going flat out in pretty much every race here.
Well, I think they get £100, is it, for winning the skins?
So say that.
Take us out for dinner.
Well, yeah, we tried to get James Guy to do it, and he wouldn't do it, but maybe Alice will if she wins it. And she is first. Alexandra Wenck is second. We're going to lose Mona McSharry of Ireland when it comes to the next round.
We're getting the hang of this, Bob.
Oh, by tomorrow night, I'll be fluent. It'll be my second language.
If tomorrow night, with Adam Peaty doing the 50 metres breaststroke, if he doesn't win every single round, I'll buy you dinner, Bob.
You're pushing the boat out on
Well,
that
that's
one,
only
aren't
because
you?
I know he's going to win every round.
Well, quite, yeah. Maybe I should slip him a 5 and say, Adam, do you fancy? You don't need 100 quid, do you, mate?
I didn't say where I was taking you for dinner, Bob. I was going to buy you a Boots meal deal.
That would suit me. I could do with that. As long as I get me a packet of crisps, I'll be fine.
You're on a diet. Bob's drinking some coconut water.
$50 metres freestyle then. We've got 3 left in the skins. And we'll see who's going to come through out of Jack Thorpe and David Cumberledge and Lewis Burrows. And you know what? For the first time, David Cumberledge is under a bit of threat here. All 3 of them pretty much in the line. Cumberledge is actually maybe just falling back off the pace here. He's going to get the second place. So we're going to lose Jack Thorpe. That was mighty tight. I had a feeling for a moment there that we wouldn't be seeing David Cumberledge into the final, but he has made it. Just holding on by a 1/10 of a second. So that will mean the final is between Lewis Burrows, the junior, and that will mean a lot to a junior.
Well, these boys will be full of lactic acid, that's for certain. It is really, really tough ask. They only get 90 seconds in between each. It is just doing like a bit of a tolerance set for these guys. 650s, 550s. Oh, yeah. I've lost now.
550s, yeah, I believe so. Your maths is getting as bad as mine now. Women's skins, round 4.
Laura Stevens in 2, Alice Thomas in 4, Alexandra Wenck in lane 6.
So this is the lineup for the women. It'll come up on your screen in just a moment. Laura Stevens, Alice Thomas and Alexandra Wenck. Good job by our team to get up on the screen to clarify things. So we will lose one of these 3. Will it be an all-British final? Will it be Britain against Germany? That we will discover in the next 25 seconds or thereabouts. Tell you what, Alice Thomas is not holding back on any of these skins. She wants to win this.
Yeah, no, she's not tightening up at all. So yeah, she wants that £100, Bob.
She most certainly does, and she's well on her way to doing it. Now, will it be an all-British affair with Laura Stevens, or is the German going to get there first? I think Alexandra Wenck will get there. No, she won't. She'll get edged out. Laura Stevens does get second place. 9 100ths between the Plymouth swimmer and the German. Alice Thomas, though, I would certainly be putting money on her to go on and win the skins. The way she's been swimming this, she's basically done, what, 250 metres now?
She has. Alex looks fantastic. So if I'm right, so the boys move into lanes next to one another in 4 and 5. Now, Lewis is the youngster. He's the one that's rested and tapered for this, so you'd think...
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, polite, isn't it?
Fist pump
Lewis earlier as well, because we were down there interviewing him. Lewis is very tall. Very tall indeed.
Well, let's see what happens. Will it be the junior or will it be the senior? Will it be the 21-year-old. Or will it be the junior, 17 years of age, Lewis Burrows? So, and it's also a Scottish against English battle. Well, no, I think they're both Scottish, aren't they? Because he's originally from around these parts, even though he swims to Southport. Of course.
Ooh.
Oh, he wasn't ready.
No.
He wasn't ready for the bleep. He looked around, saying, "Well, what happens now?" And he's done it. He's already done it a few times, but unfortunately, this time he's just handed it straight on a plate to Lewis Burrows.
Oh,
what were you doing, David? Oh dear. Now, the thing is, it wasn't like it was the first one. That was the last one. And he looked around and go, well, what happens now? The bleep went and he wasn't ready to go.
Not at all. Not at all, but credit to Lewis. He got the job done there. £100 in his pocket. He'll take that.
Very nice indeed. That's something for duty-free on the way out.
Well, yeah, I was trying to think, what is the money in Dubai?
I've no idea, but he'll have 100 quid to spend at Heathrow Airport or wherever he's going back from. Which will be very nice. So, well done to him. Well, he's having a great week, isn't he? Worth the trip back to Scotland.
Definitely.
Now the women's. Well, if Alice Thomas doesn't win this, what am I willing to lay on the line? Well, after
Will you buy me a coffee for once, Bob?
no, I'll definitely buy you that. I'll definitely buy you that. That's a gimme. But you sound like a tightwad. Sake. Anyway, Alice Thomas up against Laura Stevens. 4 is Thomas, 5 is Stevens. Now, if Alice Thomas attacks this skins the way she's done every other one of these, it's a cinch. But
well, I'm glad we didn't have a David there. They both got off the start, but Alice just looks absolutely fantastic, and she has done through every round. And to be honest, she deserves that £100, how she swam this.
Well, because she really has attacked. She's kind of taken it in the spirit in which it's intended. Go for it, you know, put all the effort in, because she has gone on everyone. Unlike some of the others in the men's event, in the freestyle jersey, she has gone for broke on every single race and deserves that. And she's won it by a second and a half in the end. Alice Thomas won all the skins all the way through, and she is the winner. She wasn't the winner of the main race, but she won the skins.
Yeah, she came second in the main final. I can't even remember it.
Second, yeah, she was. Behind Harriet Jones, who had an early exit from the skins.
She did, but she's still British champion. I'm sure she's still happy.
Yeah.
Alice will definitely be hurting more than her, that's for certain.
Absolutely. Yeah, it might take a while to get out of the pool, actually, poor girl. Just sit there for a bit and just take stock.
Just relax right before the men's 800 metres freestyle.
Yeah. Let's just check, see whether we've got... we have actually got the lineups for the 4x100 freestyle relay, by the way. Just having a quick look at that. We'll have City of Derby, Warrender, Aberdeen Performance, Glasgow 1 and 2, Warrender and Germany. We have no Sam Budd. We have no Harrison Coulter either now, I understand. So we're already lacking Sam Budd, but Harrison Coulter's gone as well. So that means we have 6 for the men's 800 metres freestyle final. Jay Elliott going for a 400 and 800 double.
Yeah, Harrison hasn't been racing all week. I believe he is injured.
Right, well, he was entered, but obviously not there. So we will have 2 Spaniards, 1 German. And we will have, the remainder will be from Great Britain.
Thought Dan Jervis might do this one. Obviously picked up that British title on the 1500 metres, so he did well in the 400 metres as well. So surprised to not see him in this, but it's not in the Commonwealth programme. So I guess it's not a massive shocker, but it would have been good to see him participate.
It is in the Europeans, though, of course, later in the year. And I understand that you can already set times for the Europeans now. In terms of, so this event is one of the qualifying events for the Europeans. So if you do a time here, it will count towards your European qualification.
Yeah, they've got, for those guys that aren't going to the Commonwealth Games, they'll be doing a number of different competitions over the next couple of weeks. And then as soon as the Commonwealths are over, obviously Bill said earlier on in the session that they're going to take a huge team this time to Europeans, which is good to see. And
well, it's here, so it's not too far to go, is it?
That's true.
It's only down the road.
No cost involved.
It's in Glasgow, and tickets will become, if they're not already, will become available soon We want a packed house there in Glasgow, like we have for the Commonwealth Games. The noise in that place was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow were fantastic, so hopefully the Europeans. It's the first time it's going to be a European Games as well, I believe. So it's multiple sports, not just swimming that we usually see, or the aquatics, should I say. So I'm sure Glasgow will put on a great show.
Forward to that later on in the year. More immediately, though, it is the last individual final of the day. And you saw them come out on pool deck. Paul Zellman of Germany, Albert Eskrit of Spain, Tom Derbyshire of Bath University, Jane Lilliott of City of Sheffield, Miguel Duran of Spain, and Stephen Milne of Perth City. Of course, I asked the question of our 400 champion earlier on, what time are you looking at? He said, I never give my times away before a race. And that's pretty much what every swimmer tells you.
Apart from Adam Peaty.
Yeah, he's probably the exception to the rule on that one. Everybody else says, I'm not going to give it up. But no Sam Budd and no Harrison Coulter, just to confirm for you. No Sheffield swimmer in 6, no Stockport swimmer in lane 8. Right, can Jay Elliott do the double? He did tell me he's feeling really good today.
Good.
So hopefully that'll be replicated in his time.
Well, don't discount Stephen Milne down
won't.
in lane 7. He has got a bit of open water, shall we say, with no one either side of him.
Yeah, he's got plenty of that, so he'll have maybe nobody to guide him. But we'll see how the Spaniards and the German do as well. They are obviously the things we can't really take into control, but Jay Elliott, talking to him about the 1500, why he didn't do it, he said, well, I've had a few niggles, I don't really want to put my body through that. I think I'm up to a 4 and an 8, but I don't really want to put myself through the pressures of the 15 at this stage.
Yeah, wise decision, because this is only a 4-day meet. Normally swimming competitions kind of go over 6, 7, 8 days, whereas when it's a 4, you kind of have got to think about those things and tactics. Not everyone can be a Hannah Miley and do every event.
And she remained pretty much injury-free during her career as well.
Well, touch wood.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, she was either lucky or a physiology. I don't know what it is, but Hannah Miley was actually quite lucky in that respect. You very rarely saw her get injured.
Yeah, I think Hannah does that very, very well. I mean, she's got a great support team around her, but Hannah's all about those like kind of little gains. She's very careful in the gym with her strength and conditioning, because that's when most people tend to get injured. But yeah, Hannah has been very, very lucky, especially because Hannah's tried her hand at everything. She's done rock climbing, she's done all sorts.
Yeah, and I know she said a couple of years ago she wanted to be a vet when she gives up swimming, or be involved in veterinary things in the long term. So Jay Elliott leading them out in lane 4, flanked either side by Tom Derbyshire in 3 from Bath University and Miguel Duran of Spain. That first split, by the way, for the 100 was 56.49. Looking for him to pretty much even split all the way through until maybe the back end of the race.
Yeah, I thought Stephen might have gone with him, he does do 1500, but he's good at the 200, so I thought he might have gone with them, but maybe just being on that outside lane isn't going to help him here. And obviously Jay is feeling good. Jay is rested. He's British champion, so he should be going off that adrenaline that he knows is in good shape.
Well, Duran is following him into the wall. Let's see what this split shows. It's 1:55.78, so I make that 59, or thereabouts, 56 followed by 59. And just under a little bit of pressure from the Spaniard to his right. Just dropping back off the pace a little bit is Tom Derbyshire.
No, that is Tom Derbyshire in lane 3.
Of course, gone the wrong way around. Sorry, Miguel Duran is in 5. Derbyshire is in 3. So it is the two Brits at the front of the field. Jay Elliott with a turn at 2:25, and Tom Derbyshire 2:26. Miguel Duran with a 2:27, and this will be interesting scrap. Hopefully these two will push themselves on to a good time. Certainly sub 8 minutes. I know that's all I could get out of Jay Elliott. He kind of gave me that look saying, well, I'm definitely going to go sub 8 minutes.
Oh, okay, well, good to know. Well, they've definitely, I think Stephen Milne's now dropped further back, as has Miguel, the Spaniard. So they've managed to get rid of him, if you like. And it is all eyes on Tom Derbyshire and Jay. It's good to see Tom going with Jay here. We'll hopefully push him on, as it is hard on the distance events to be out there on your own. It is nice having someone push you and give you that edge.
He's repping a minute. I'd like to see him go a bit quicker than that. Repping a minute at the moment. Are you happy with that?
I'll let you have a go at him after.
No, I just wondered whether you were happy with that or not.
I think it's one of those that is really tough. I mean, they've had a busy programme, like we've mentioned already. It's only a 4-day meet. Usually they do get a rest day, whereas they haven't. So it's all about pushing on here. And he's not massively under pressure here from Tom Derbyshire, is he, Jay? But this is coming up to the 400 metres mark. You don't know his tactics. He could be, after that even split, back-ending it. You just don't know.
Well, I didn't find that information out, apart from the fact he definitely thinks he can go and will go sub-8, and he's on course to do that at the moment. Let's see what kind of split he's got this time. I think he's even splitting it by about a minute every time. That's a little bit over a minute, only about 1.3. So, yeah, just over the minute this time for Jay Elliott, but he's got an advantage of about 1.4 seconds over Derbyshire and Miguel Duran in third place.
This is where it gets hard at this point of the race. I mean, your legs are on fire, you feel sick, your arms are killing it. It's definitely...
Makes you wonder why you do it, really, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. As I've said, the event chooses you, but it's one of those that you are hurting, and it is tough when you're out on your own. Yes, Tom is there, but not quite challenging him the way you probably think. Tom is trying to stay with him, but Jay, I can't see him losing this one. So it is going to be tough for Jay to even split that and probably get the result that he wants.
Been doing a little bit of work on his stroke, a little bit of work on quite a few things since he went to Sheffield. He's not totally happy with everything yet. He does say at the moment he's trying to make sure that everything's in line, that his hips are rotating right, his arms are kind of in line with his hips. He said that has been a problem sometimes. They sometimes go slightly out of kilter, and he doesn't feel like his stroke is balanced.
Okay. Well, Jay's got fantastic turns, that I would say to him, because a lot of distance runners, like we've said, I had rubbish turns. So, yeah, I will openly say that, but Jay's got very, very strong turns, which will definitely help him. He's not resting there, like I did.
No, it's looking good, and opening up a gap. The Spaniard's probably the more likely one to overhaul him or get close to him if he can. 5:26.32. The gap at the moment, then we'll keep an eye on that. It's about 3 seconds over Derbyshire, with Duran just a little bit behind. But there's still a massive gap, isn't there, between our leader from the city of Sheffield and the Loughborough swimmer.
Well, there'll only be 200 to go after this turn, so hopefully Jay can just kind of keep that momentum going, hopefully wind it up over that last 100 metres.
Well, if he does rep 59 or a minute, he's going to be on for about a 7:55 at this stage.
That would be fantastic.
So if he can just turn it up a notch or two, his entry time, which I don't think is his best time, but his entry time is 7:55.36, so it's going to be pretty much around there.
Yeah, it'd be great to see that. I mean, I don't know what his personal best is, whether that's it or not, but you've got to take that. He will be British champion. We can definitely put that crown around.
So he gets DQ'd.
Well, oh gosh, Bob.
No, I'm
jinxing.
I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm just saying that we have seen people DQ'd.
Let's hope he's not DQ'd, and let's put that medal around his neck already. It's definitely battle on for second and third, though, with Tom and Miguel. Miguel just looks like he's slightly overtaken Tom there. Tom, I kind of want to shout at Tom, get off that lane rope.
Yeah, well, he is. You're absolutely right. He's right on it as well, isn't he? Now, Jay is slowing down a little bit here. It's going to be 6:56, 6:57.
Hopefully he can pick up the pace. You do tend to see that the first and last 100s are the quickest, so hopefully he can regain what he's slightly lost there.
Yeah, so he's on course for 7:55. He's not at the moment, unless he picks up the pace a little bit. Spaniard's not going to catch him, and certainly Tom Derbyshire's not going to catch him. That's been the case for quite some time. It's only really him against the clock now. He's going to have to come back in. He ain't going to come back at the 28, I don't think, to get 7:55. So he's got to say what he's going to do, and like he said to me he was going to do, is go sub-8.
I think he'll do that. For sure. And he's got to take this. This is a great swim. Another confidence boost for him. Getting under that 8 minute mark is really, really good here. Tom has definitely slipped off to third position there, but I think the Spaniard's left himself a little bit too much to do there.
Come on, Jay.
To try and catch
Come on,
Jay.
8 minutes, you did say, and here he goes. 7:57.31 for Jay Elliott. Happy with that?
Oh. Slight smile, slight I feel sick look there.
Yeah, it was kind of in between, wasn't it? We'll find out when he speaks to John later on exactly what he's thinking about that. Hurt. That hurt.
I can promise you 800s hurt.
But that's really, I mean, I've seen him finish 1500s and he's actually looked much more controlled than that.
Yeah, it made me laugh the other month. Adam Peaty decided to tweet, what's worse, lactic acid build-up or giving birth? And obviously, I've done both. And
What's something he'll never find out?
And he will never find out, and I can fully confirm it is giving birth.
But you get the elation that goes with it too, do you not?
Yeah, of course, but 800 is painful. It is a painful event.
Well, I'd say he's more used to 1500, but that was a very interesting reaction from him at the end. We'll see what he says when he gets on the podium, but I don't think, I don't think it was quite as quick as he wanted. I think he wanted to go a bit quicker than that. I think he's going to tell us again. He's probably about 3 or 4 seconds shy of where he wanted to be in that one, but he is double British champion.
He is, definitely, and you never know, he may be able to drop those times over the next few coming weeks if he's got a few more competitions under his belt.
He's one of those swimmers that has talked about retiring, but he's still keeping going, certainly to the end of the year, and he's going to see how 2018 goes, but you know, obviously he needs to get his body fully in line. I think he's going to be looking forward to it. He's down to do the 200 tomorrow. I wonder whether he will after that.
We'll wait and see, Bob.
I'm speculating, but I just thought the way he looked at the end of that, maybe 200 is not his main event, in fact it's his weakest event.
He did look slightly sick, but maybe it was just a little burp. He'll wake up.
Thinking about your baby again, aren't you? Thomas Fannon in 3rd place in the 15 meters freestyle, 22.94. He won the skins and he finished 2nd in the overall race. Lewis Burris gets the junior qualification time with a 22.79. And David Cumberledge looked very good in the heats and looked very, very good yet again in the final. The man from Edinburgh University clocked at 22.28.
He's hurting, isn't he?
Half a second, yeah, after that skin, certainly is. I think he's probably annoyed that he had that problem off the block. So let's see what he has to say about the race and the skins as well.
Congratulations, David. It's your home pool. You must be stoked to have that around your neck.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I want to just practice a good race and a good 50, practice all my skills in doing it, and I'm happy with my result.
And you came out on top. I mean, it wasn't just the 50, though. Of course, you had the skins event. Did you have fun in that?
Yeah, I always enjoy the skins event. It's one of my favourites.
Adds a bit more distance to it. Look, congratulations, mate. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up!
Do I need to do that again? David Cumberledge.
Sorry?
David Cumberledge.
What about
That's
him?
who that was.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Bob Bollard, Rebecca Adlington.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
I just thought we were saying people's names,
No,
Bob.
I've heard so much about you. On to the...
Robert
Robert,
Bollard.
indeed,
And
yes.
you won't tell me your middle
I
name.
certainly won't, no.
Does anyone on Twitter know it?
Yeah, I'm sure some do.
Somebody tweet me Bob's middle name, please.
On to the 50 metres butterfly presentation. And it will be an all-British affair in terms of 1, 2 and 4 here, because Mona McSharry finished in 3rd place for Ireland. But it will be Emily Horn of City of Glasgow who will collect the bronze, the 27.24. Alice Thomas won the skins. Actually a bit like the men's 50 free. Didn't win the actual event itself, but did win the skins. Finishing in 2nd place for Swansea Aquatics in the main race. And with a 26.99, winning it by just 3/100ths of a second. City of Cardiff's Harriet Jones goes to the top of the podium. And we'll hear what she has to say about her national title in the 50 fly. John will be talking to her right now. When the mayor gets out of the way.
Congratulations, Harriet. Amazing race. It was such a tight one, 3/100ths of a second in it. How are you feeling after it?
I was a bit dead after the first round, to be honest, but really happy to get the win.
Absolutely. I mean, could you feel these girls? I mean, it's such an incredible field. Could you feel them beside you?
Not really. I was just trying to focus to get to the wall, but happy to be there.
Happy to be there. Look, congratulations. Well done, British champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Harriet!
Thank you, John.
He said Harriet there.
He did. Got half of it. On to the last event, which is the mixed 4x100 meters freestyle relay. City of Derby in this. There's no Adam Peaty, because he's not Derby anymore, is he?
I'm going to say this because he doesn't swim
no,
there.
that's right. I always associated with him because that's where he started with Mel before they moved across to Loughborough. Warrender 2, Aberdeen Performance 3.
Oh, they've decided to rest Hannah Miley. Well done, well done.
About time, isn't it, really? Poor girl. Give her a rest. She needs to get some recuperation. Glasgow 1 will be in 4. Glasgow 2 in 5. You're following me? Warrender Baths in 6. And Germany in 7. So I'll give you a chance to go through. And let's see how they're going in terms of the lead-off here. Derby are going man, man, woman, woman. Warrender are going man.
Man, woman, woman.
Yeah. Aberdeen are going
man.
the same.
Woman, woman.
Glasgow the same. Glasgow 2.
They're all going the same.
Yeah, they are. So
well, last night Germany absolutely just blew the whole field away in that medley one. So we'll see if they can do the same tonight.
yeah, obviously interesting. The medley's different from the freestyle. They're going with the same pattern for this. So it should be a more even race in that respect. We shouldn't see somebody almost a length in front.
Obviously, one team started this off and they all just kind of gave a polite nod to one another what they were doing and all copied.
Pretty much that, I think. We have times for all the teams, apart from Derby and Germany, actually. Fastest in the field, not quite sure how they calculate this, is City of Glasgow 1.
I can't see past Germany here. They've had a great meet so far, so I'm pretty sure they might be the winners of this one.
I think you're right. Alexander Kunert, Raman Klens will be the first 2 legs of the 4x1 freestyle relay. And then Lisa Hoppink and Anna Disley, who was, if I recall, the back end of their medley relay last night.
Good memory.
On to our last event of day 3 of the Edinburgh International, incorporating the British Championships. This one does not count for a medal, though. This is just an additional event.
Is there prize money?
I'm not sure. I think there
Yes,
is.
there
Yes, there
is.
is. Yeah, just getting confirmation there is, because it's a
So
part of the,
they have to split it 4 ways, I'm guessing.
yeah. So on the far side, Germany in lane number 7. Closest to us are City of Derby. But the Germans looking very strong, as you might imagine, with their lineup. Alexander Kunert will lead. And second will be Warrender. Third are City of Glasgow 1 at this stage. But obviously, unlike last night where we had the medley relay, the Germans had already pretty much won it by this stage. It will be a little bit more competitive than that.
Not much.
No,
Germany have taken a clear lead, but remember, relays, there's sometimes a lot of disqualifications on those relay takeovers, but I think they'll probably all play a little bit safe tonight.
Yeah, I think the Germans were quite safe on that one. There was any problems with the transfer from Kunert to Klens. Second place at the moment are Warrender. Let's see if anybody can get... Look at the gap between the Germans and the rest of this stage. Warrender in lane 2 are the closest to them, and they're quite a long way back. They're probably about 10 meters back, something like that at this stage. Germany, then second place are Warrender, third place Glasgow 1, and that's how it stayed at 100. Looks like it's going to be that way probably at 200, though the British teams are all bunching up a bit here now. Warrender, Aberdeen, City of Glasgow 1, 2, and the other Warrender team, Warrender 2, are in there as well, but the Germans lead by a fair old distance as the transfer from Raman Klens to Lisa Hoppink happened.
Bob, I don't know the answer. Is there prize money for second and third?
I'm not sure that there is in this one. I haven't got confirmation. I know the winner gets something, but I don't think it goes down through.
Okay.
But I can't confirm that for you for definite. I've only heard the winner gets some money.
Well, the Germans are definitely pocketing that money already, aren't they?
Looks like it, unless there's a DQ, but you can see the rest of them following in a long way back. So what's that, about 15, almost 15 meters between first and second. Germany leading. Second now are Glasgow 1. third are Aberdeen Performance. So the lead has changed, or 2, 3 and 4 have changed. The lead has not changed hands since the beginning. And the Germans on the anchor leg will have Anna Ditterly. For Warrender, it will be Sarah Anderson. For City of Glasgow 2, Lauren Wetherall. For City of Glasgow 1, Gulsum Onal. For Aberdeen, Alice Alcaraz. Roisin Ramsey for Warrender 1. And Ellie Mitchell for the City of Derby. And the Germans are nearly home and hosed already.
Well, we can't even get everyone in the same shot.
No, we've got 2 of the British team just creeping in the shot. Germans are disappearing out of our shot. There they are, right at the top of your picture. And the lead has been about 15 metres for a while, remains at about that. Second is going to be coming in with 50 to go. It will be the City of Glasgow team 1, then it will be Aberdeen, and then it will be Warrender in lane number 2. So the Germans will win this by a street.
Well, the third place one, oh, it looks like Warrender are just overtaking Aberdeen here.
City of Glasgow 1, though, will get second place. Germany coming in. Obviously, we went for confirmation of all these times. Germany win. Second place to Glasgow 1. And third, ooh, tight that one, will go to Warrender Baths into their first team. Warrender Baths 2 coming in 6th place, 4th to University of Aberdeen. And we welcome home Ellie Mitchell for the City of Derby. And we'll wait for the board to revolve. And the board has done just that. All of them official now. Germany, City of Glasgow and Warrender Baths with a 1, 2, 3. Still to come, of course, we have the medal presentation for the 800 freestyle. We'll hear from Jay about how he thought it went in the 800 free today.
I mean, it was only 2 seconds shy of his entry time, but you did say that, well, he looked slightly disappointed at the end of his race there. But
yeah, well, we'll find out from him. I mean, I think he did want to go. He certainly kind of poo-poo when I said, you want to go sub-8? Well, you're definitely sub-8. So that kind of indicated to me you wanted to go probably 7:55, maybe a bit lower than that, maybe 7:50 to 7:55. But
we'll find out.
Oh, by the way, what I forgot to mention earlier on, even though I wrote it down, happy birthday, happy 33rd birthday to the British record holder in this event, David Davis. Die the Splash, 33 today, with that British record of 7:44.32.
Should we have some cake tonight?
I think we should. Presentation party arrive. Now this is again slightly more complicated because not all 3 were Brits. Miguel Duran finishing 2nd for Spain, so that means that everything moves down a bit. Stephen Milne will get the bronze medal for Perth City. Never really in the mix, surprisingly. 8:08.67 for Stephen, who can go and will go considerably quicker than that. Tom Derbyshire, who was the early adversary for Jay Lelliott, fell away a little bit towards the end. He got beaten by the Spaniard by about 3 seconds. Derbyshire University of Bath with an 8:02.47. Miguel Duran, I mentioned, 7:59.87. And City of Sheffield, Jay Lelliott with the winning time. 7:57.31, British champion now at the 400 and at the 800 meters freestyle, so duplicating what Holly Hibbert did earlier on. Let's hear from Jay about his swim in the 800 freestyle. He's with John.
Congratulations, Jay. 2 for 2. You must be stoked with that.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that one. Like, I wanted to be quite aggressive with it. Took it out pretty hard. I was trying to be easy on the legs, but it really hurt after about 400 or 500 meters, and just holding on for dear life after that.
You're going to be feeling it tomorrow. Is that you done now for the weekend?
No, I've got the 200 freestyle tomorrow, so...
No celebrating tonight?
No, big swim down before tomorrow now, definitely.
Absolutely. Look, congratulations. What a way to finish the night. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jay Lelliott!
Yeah, he's still puffing. Look at him on the top of the podium there.
Told you it hurts.
That was a hard race, wasn't it? And I'd say somebody who's stock trade was pretty much the 1500 before, but there we go. We'll see him back in the 200 freestyle, as he mentioned, tomorrow, and join us for the heats on Sunday morning at 8:40. Thank you for your company. Last day of competition in Edinburgh. Rebecca Adlington and myself, Bob Ballard, thanking you for your company tonight, and we'll see you on Sunday. Have a great Saturday night.
At 7:30, we're swimming at 8:45.